Hi! Welcome to Cultist Simulator. I made a video for this last night that I uploaded but haven't tagged yet, but I wanted to play through from the beginning to give you guys an idea of what to expect. I'll probably go, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours. We will see what happens. No one here yet, but hopefully you'll catch up from the beginning, who knows. So I died purposefully, and you can restart either as an aspirant, which is your normal starting character. The Doctor is very powerful. But we're going to skip him. I'm going to take the bright young thing. The policeman kind of ends up the same as the others. It's a bit weird. I don't think it's fully fleshed out yet. Kurabika Kurota, hi. Hi. And Red has no RGH. God has spoken. Hi. Right, so we're going to take the bright young thing. Endowed from birth with wealth and talent, a life of ease, comfort, delight, and stretches ahead like an amber carpet. You start with a bunch of health, which is good, and this and that, which gives you a chunk of cash. So it's going to allow us to accelerate the early game, but still pretty much play out the same as the other way. Now, for those of you who haven't played it, it's basically a card game, like Alchemy. I always set up down here. You'll see why, because all the new cards kind of appear up here, and they throw everything off. The UI is a bit icky. But this is the work verb. You can work here. Something I can do, something I know, or something I am. And when you click on these empty boxes, okay, it's paused, that's good. When you click on these empty boxes, it shows what you can drag in. So I can do this and that, or I can work for health. Our health is fine, so I'm not going to worry too much about that for the time being. We're going to work on this and that. Now, as soon as you start doing that, a timer appears. If you unpause, it'll tick down. I'm running on normal at the moment, but generally run on fast forward between pause. These are your stats at the bottom: 1 health, 0 passion, 0 reason, and 0 funds, but we'll work that out in a minute. Adam Micho? Hello, good sir. Been up for 16 hours. Well, good luck staying awake during this. Apparently my voice sends people to sleep. I'll do my best to calm it right down. No, I'm actually pretty manic. Well, not manic, but I've got a coffee on. So it might be a little high octane. As high octane as this game gets. Alright, so we worked on this and that. It gave us some funds. It's all going swimmingly, although Papa's health is not improving. So your dad is a little unwell. And he's paying your money at the moment. This and that, you can continue to work it. This is the explore verb. Some ripping sorts are introducing me to some ripping sorts of places. So this is going to unlock a couple of places to explore, which triggers ahead of the aspirant. But in the meantime, we'll continue to work on this and that. Possibly I'll get something done today. Out of here, if I ever have trouble deciding how to spend money, the good people at these spots can certainly be of assistance. This is the Ecdysis Club and the Auction House. Now, the Auction House allows you to drag things in to sell them, or if you just hit start without, what it'll do is look for books to buy. You basically want to empty this out before you move to the next part of the game. So the early game involves emptying out the auction house and the bookshop. The Ecdysis Club we will look at in a minute. Ecdysis? It's probably Greek for something, I should look it up. We'll deal with in a minute. But for the time being, we'll have a look to see what happens here. Now, lots of verbs will spit out a little box like this after a certain amount of time, and it means you've got to drag something in. You can see what you've got to put in here, funds, and again it will glow down here. So we're bidding for an auction. You can see what you're going to get here as well, importantly. The locksmith's dream, a light through the keyhole. Basically, you want to buy every single book. If you miss any, they're unique. See how it says unique can only exist once. If you miss anything, you'll miss it for the game. It's not too much of a problem. There's only one thing that you 100% definitely need, and it's the last item that comes out of the auction house. Everything else can kind of be skipped, although it's better if you get it. But there are some exceptions. Later, we'll see. Let's let this tick over for now. Our job is finished, this and that. We made another 2 funds, so dragging that back in to continue work, and unpause. Now let's see if the bid goes higher. Nope, we got it. So pause, we got a book. When you collect stuff, it appears here. Sometimes it resets to up here, even if you've dragged it down here previously. Other times it doesn't. It's a bit weird. If we explore the Ecdysis Club, I'm just going to call it the club. That costs 1 fund to get in, and it can return a bunch of different random stuff. Also notice this, the entrance is lost beneath soft drapes of crimson, cinnabar, and incarnadine. Above the door, the club motto, Ingi rum imus noc teot consumima igni. It's been rendered, into unnight circle we fly until the fire enjoys us. Now later on when you're dreaming, you'll find buzzing in the brain that has the same as this. I don't know what the relevance there is. It's just, I thought it was quite a nice touch. Okay, this, when we unlock study, will be something that we can look at, but we haven't unlocked that. This is basically the timer that kills you. This runs throughout the game. Every minute it will take money, 1 money, so it's going to constantly be trying to catch us out. Some other stuff happens in the next couple of minutes that we'll talk about too. We got some notoriety. That's not good at this point in the game. This is why I avoid the Ecdysis Club. It doesn't often return good stuff. We'll leave it around for the time being. Maybe we'll explore it some more later just to see the other stuff it can do, but yeah, don't go there. It's bad. Sometimes you get rumours, but again, rumours are not great. So this is going to cause the police to investigate us, which is not a great thing. In the meantime, oh, hold on. Our funds are running very low. So we're going to hold off buying anything for now. Here we go. Okay, so ghastly news. Yeah, also the text sometimes blows out here, which is annoying. The business of the will has been settled, but Papa's business affairs have been eaten up with debts like woodworm. No one seems to know exactly what he spent the money on, but the solicitor is sending me some papers apparently. So we get some funds, which is great, and some health. The health is important because it saves us having to build that up later. Build that up now. Normally you would work on health, and it allows you to do manual labour. We may as well do one. We've also unlocked the study verb. Alright, now this is going to show us what's coming next. We're going to get an affliction, which will take 1 of our health. You can see now we've got 3 health down here. I'll show you what happens there. And this is basically the bit that changed the game for me. Being able to see what's coming next in the seasons allows you to plan ahead and work around it. Also, please let me know how the volume is. The volume's a bit weird on this game, so yeah, I just want to make sure you can hear my voice over the noises. Okay, this is study. I've received the papers. Poor Papa. Page after page of desperate scrawl on an invisible house and the colours of sleep and the invisible gods behind the world. But do you know, the more I read it, the more, well, not makes sense. It doesn't make sense, but it does hang together. And here is Papa's diary. So now we've got the study verb. We can drag things in there like this book and the ciphered diary. We can also study our stats, and that will generate, well, as you'll see from working, for health it will generate a vitality. Actually, do you know what? With nothing else, well, no, we can study this book. No, let's study a ciphered diary and do it in the order it's supposed to be, because that will give us our other stats. Papa's diary is a catalogue of obsessions. Perhaps it will make some sort of sense of recent events. What have we got coming up? Affliction, right. Oh, we've got 20 funds, so now we can go back to buying stuff. Okay, we got some reason and a red secret. Reason is good. A red secret, this is law, and this allows you to basically, well, this is what the game is focused around, the cult. This is Grail. You can find out the aspect here. Hunger, lust, the drowning waters. So it's the goal to keep the cops from finding out your club. The goal is essentially not to die, and there are lots of ways you can die. One is the cops can investigate you with notoriety. They'll make evidence, the Suppression Bureau, and eventually kill you. One, you can lose all your health. You can go mad. You can become suicidal. I feel like there's also other ways you can die, and I'm sure we'll hit some of them along the way. Volume is fine, my guy. Awesome. So here we've been outbid. I know we haven't been outbid, it's the first item. What is it? The Humors of a Gentleman. Very good. We will take that. Now, investigation. We can now translate this book, or pull the law out of this book. Now, okay, here all sorts of bad things have kicked off. This is our talk verb. This is going to come up in a minute. This is dream. We've made some money from funds, and here is a vitality. This runs out. So this is the first card, I think, that's had a timer on it. These run out after a certain amount of time, in this case 3 minutes, and they just disappear. Other ones will transform into something else, and what they transform into is rarely good. But we can combine 2 of these with study to make an extra health. However, because we started off with so much health, it's not actually a problem. Also, you'll notice this health here is now fatigued. That's going to take 60 seconds to be usable again, and correspondingly our health has gone down by 1. This thing is the affliction that I talked about. This sucks a health in for 1 minute and then turns it into a bad thing. We'll find out what that is in a minute. I'm going to leave it here for the time being. And this is despair. Bleak thoughts. This sucks in dread, which can pop up occasionally. If you get 3, game over. Dreaming here you just dream of these influences. They'll disappear eventually. We don't have to worry about them at this stage in the game. But you'll notice they have aspects here, the same, that will match up with these. This one's winter, and again this one's grail. Okay. We got our passion stat. That's good. From dreaming. Now, with health, if you dream about it, you'll rest, and it will actually, instead of 60 seconds, it will take 30 seconds to recover. So that's a good thing if you're ever low on health. We've also got a vitality here. This has got 3 minutes left on it, so that's good. We're not going to have to work for this. But for the time being, let's let everything play out. Oh, now, we're going to find a job. So you can work with reason, which will find you a clerical job, or you can work with passion, which paints. Passion is harder to paint with, and it only works initially with a single thing that we don't have as inspiration. I don't want to click start because we can't go back. It also generates notoriety and mystique, which the cops will be interested in. Can you die from starvation? Kind of. If you run out of funds, technically, you die from starvation. So this thing, if it ever runs out of funds, it gives you 1 minute to get some, otherwise you die. Or at least it's game over. Okay, so we can carry on for a little bit. Oh, sorry, I was going to work with reason. So the other thing you can do is work with reason. That takes 10 seconds. I love how these backgrounds come in, see? Like an old Victorian job. Okay, what do we get there? The Humours of a Gentleman. Drag that down because it's something we're going to study. We've got 19 funds left, so we can definitely have another go at the auction house. Now, Glover and Glover have offered me a junior position. I start at 8 sharp tomorrow morning. So now I've got 90 seconds to get to this job, and that's going to keep generating me funds. Basically, at this point in the game, you want to be working on this constantly. There's no need to wait for the cooldown. Now, if I want a promotion, which I kind of do, I need to drag reason in. But the thing is, the reason will then be exhausted, and it will be very hard to maintain with just one reason. So what we want to do is generate another reason, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. Nap to recover from fatigue. Now I'm refreshed. There's our health. We're not going to dream on anything just now. I'm going to leave that relatively open. Summoning a stranger. Popular cells. Temptation. Sensation. So Poppy is a patron. She will give you tasks. We don't want to talk to her now, though. That would be very bad. Well, we can see. Actually, if I start talking, my dear, I've been wanting to talk to you sometimes. I find scholars of the invisible arts. I'd like to offer you my support, a substantial contribution. All you need to do someday is to introduce me to someone else. I'll end matters properly. She smiles benignly. Now, add passion to accept, reason to interrogate her further. We need our reason. We're going to be working with that, and I don't want to accept just now, so I'm going to leave it blank and let it blow out. Now, you'll notice there's 2 different types of hole here. One has a magnet. That means it'll just suck stuff in against your control, and you can't drop anything in. These ones are optional. Generally, you always want to put something in, but there are occasions when you just put the wrong thing in, and you're like, oh, okay, I don't want to add anything here. So we're not going to add reason here yet. What we're going to do is, as I mentioned, upgrade our reason, and let's have a look at that. Oh, bidding. What's this? Travelling at night. Almost forgot. Okay, our study is done. We have an erudition and a watchman's secret. So you also get lore from the books that you buy. And that's primarily how you're going to build up your lore stack. There's 8, maybe 9 different types of lore in total. Here is our affliction from being unwell. It's got a 3-minute timer. If we dream of it, we can either dream with funds for medicine, and it took me forever to realise that funds was medicine. Adam says, oh, I understand. This honestly seems pretty cool, Spork. Yeah, it is. It is really cool. If you like odd systems that click together in unexpected ways, and pretty dark writing, it's interesting. But it took me most of last week, basically, playing every night to just wrap my head around how not to die and how to make it through. And then once I'd done that, I shot through, and I finished it a couple of times now. But there's something about it that's really enjoyable. Anyway, you dream of affliction to cure it. You can either drag health in for funds, or vitality, which is free. And at this stage in the game, while funds are relatively limited, especially if you've started aspirant, you want to try and use vitality as much as possible. And remember, you can study on health to generate vitality, or I didn't actually mean to do that, damn it. Well, too late. Or you can work on health, as we saw previously. I meant to study on reason and just dream of affliction with the vitality. Oh well. Let's get rid of that affliction while we're waiting. Now this hook, this will drag in your temptation after that appears and always generate a restlessness. Restlessness is bad. After 60 seconds it turns into a dread, which gets sucked in here and tries to get you to kill yourself. We got another book, Travelling at Night, we'll put that there. The other thing you can do with Explore, so you remember, click on here and you can see all the things you can put in, is Explore with Health. And this sends you over the city looking for things to do. I'm not going to do it because it will exhaust my... well, I may as well. There's not much else to do right now. There's no real downside. Sometimes you'll meet people, but you don't have to give them money if you don't want to. That's our job. See, again, 90-second cooldown. So if I wanted to squeeze in other work, I've got plenty of time to do that. Later on, as you get promoted, it becomes harder and harder to do things in between your job. So let's go back to work. Always try and be working. Oh, that's, yeah, sorry. Early on you do want to be exploring with health because this has unlocked a new location. This is Moreland's shop. I think there's one more location to unlock, maybe not. And it fatigues your health when you do it. We can always dream of the health to fix it afterwards, but honestly in 20 seconds there'll only be 40 left on that, so dreaming of it doesn't get us anything. So Moreland's shop is much the same as the auction house, and they actually overlap a lot of stock. If you empty one out, the other one empties pretty soon after. So I tend to just stick with Moreland's because the price is cheaper. It's always going to be 1 coin. The difference is you can't see what you're going to get, but since you want everything, that doesn't really matter. Now notice that the timer on this is 30 seconds. So if you just keep spamming it, you'll run out of money really quickly because you only get money every 60 seconds and it's only 1 fund at this point in the game. Adam Misha, yes, I can see the learning curve can seem pretty steep, but just like anything in life where practice makes perfection. Yeah, I guess it's more, learning the systems, but exactly practice. Team Wolf Rules, hello dude, long time no see. Hello to you as well. Right, so where are we? We have a job, our reason, we need to study, we've got some vitality coming out, everything's in good shape. Talking, Poppy didn't do anything, didn't take up the offer. Now you always want to be talking in the early game. If you're not talking, something's going wrong. You can talk about a whole bunch of stuff, actually. You can talk about law, you can talk to your acquaintances. Later on we're going to get more stuff we can drop in here, and when you talk to specific people you can actually drag in then things to talk to them about. But if you talk about law, it will generate mystique, which is fine because our notoriety is about to run out, and it will introduce you to new people. They may be patrons like Poppy, or they may be potential cult members, and we want to meet one immediately to start a cult. In other playthroughs it will introduce you to someone else, but you don't want to talk to Poppy until you've started your cult. That's something else to note. There is a health back dreamed, it's fixed from the affliction. We can put it there, I think it was there. We've studied our health, we've got some vitality back that we didn't need. Now I want to study a reason, because we need to get another point of reason before we go deep into this. I'm going to move temptation, sensation over there. I'm actually going to move my stats up to my default game playing position now. Sorry, that sounds really nerdy. My default game playing position. It's just that the stats you kind of don't interact with that much, and so it's kind of okay to put them wherever you like. I wish there was a snap to grid on this. Alexis Kennedy, or the Weather Factory, it's the same guy who made Sunless Seas, has said he's bringing a snap to grid, but I kind of like how it lends itself to the whole madness. Like, you can't quite line everything up and it's a little bit gnaws at the back of your mind. But some guy on Reddit has made a snap to grid mod that I actually meant to look at before this, but forgot. Anyway. Okay, so this is investigation. This is one of the things that can happen down here. We've got despair next, so we're going to need to do something about this quite soon as well. Alright. So this will look for, first of all, a policeman. There isn't a policeman here. Then it will look for mystique or notoriety. We've got a notoriety here, so that's actually a problem. I was kind of hoping that would time out before this guy arrived. You can kind of cheat, but I don't really like it. If you hold this, it won't pick it up. but I think that's a bit lame. There are better ways to do it, like you can actually force this to interact with something else to prevent it being picked up, which seems like a more honest way to do it. Like if you paint, you can paint using notoriety, and that prevents it being picked up by this. But we're going to see what happens when we get our policeman. So see how that gets sucked in as soon as I let go. Work is finished. We've got our money. Go straight back to work. Move this over here. We've got enough money. At this point of the game, you want to keep funds above 5, really. It's fine. Yeah. Okay, so we've got Connie Lee. She is a detective who's going to try and send us to prison. At this point in the game, she's especially dangerous. Here are her stats. She's tenacious, so it's going to be hard to kill her. She's mortal. She can be killed. She's a hunter. And she is mystic, so if you summon creatures to kill her, it's unlikely to work. There's a few ways we can deal with them. They'll keep generating evidence. We can just destroy the evidence. We can send them mad. We can try and kill them. We can lock them up. Yeah, but right now we don't really have the skill set to do any of that, so we're just going to ignore her and do nothing that raises too much alarm. Eva Meyer, oi, long time no see indeed. Hey Eva. Right then, yeah, sorry, I've just I got into Sea of Thieves, and I played it pretty much constantly for 3 months, and I kept meaning to stream it, but I've got it hooked up to my Xbox in the sitting room, and it's the perfect game to play on the sofa. So every time I was like, I must plug the Xbox into the PC and stream this, I would just sit on the sofa and then bang, 8 hours gone. Anyway, I will do some streaming about it because I've got Pirate Legend, and I'm like 50 grand short from buying all the cosmetics. So yeah, it's a game that I really love, but there's not much to do. But there's some new content coming out for Sea of Thieves tomorrow, so I might do some streaming on the Skeleton Thrones, maybe, if you guys are interested in that. Adam Michaud, not to be all mushy in front of the audience, but I've been subscribed since Dead Space 3 tips you've had, and I really, really enjoy the content you make. Thank you very much. I love making it. So it's really nice to hear that. Okay, we're going to have to deal with this, because this is going to kill us pretty soon. So there's a couple of ways to deal with it. One is to generate contentment from going to the Caduceus Club, but as we saw, that generated notoriety, and with a detective around, we can't afford to do that. The other guaranteed way to generate contentment is to dream of funds. It'll take opium, and it might sometimes generate despair or sickness. We know how to deal with sickness, so that should be fine. And despair's already active, so it's not going to be a problem. But we really need to get this out of play soon. Yeah. When you're looking for acquaintances, it will randomly take a passion or a reason and put it in there and exhaust it when it comes back. So the next thing we want to do is double up on passion as well, just so we're never at 0. Our exploring's finished. We've got a book. It's a Sanskrit reader. This will allow us to translate books written in Sanskrit, which is good, although a little early. There's our reason and erudition. Erudition is the reason's equivalent of vitality. So we're going to get 2 of these and combine them for an extra reason. That made a contentment. You may have seen it got pulled into there immediately, so that's going to cancel out one of these dreads. Then we're going to wait to see what comes after this next despair, because it might generate a contentment for us. If it doesn't, we'll dream another fund. But you don't want to just keep dreaming funds to generate contentment. Always wait to make sure it's the right time. You're not going to get one for free. What have we got left to explore? Let's go to the auction house. Okay, now these pop up occasionally. I don't really know what causes them. You'll get like Grail, which you may remember matches this. They're different laws. You can get Lantern, like this one. Moth, Heart, probably some others. There's 8 or 9 in total. And they spit out random things, sometimes erudition, sometimes glimmering, sometimes restlessness, contentment, dread. Yeah, it's always pretty low level though. It's never going to be game breaking, and it can be quite useful. So this one gave us a glimmering. That's going to be a free upgrade for passion if we can make it work in time. What have we got here? So when you explore on lore, we got an acquaintance that we can talk to. We get our lore back, which is good news. Our passion comes back, and we get a mystique. Mystique is a bit like notoriety, but it doesn't generate evidence. It just keeps the investigator around for longer. It can be good, it can be bad, and we'll explore that later once we start getting hassled by her. For now, remember what I said, always be talking. We're going to talk to our first person, and it's found a mystical organization. And this is kind of the core of the game, founding the cult. We got a Latin grammar. Okay, good. Let's go to Moreland Shop. I don't know what's going on here. It keeps dragging stuff around. Passion should be there. It's sort of, the card memory bit is a bit wonky. I can probably back off buying books for a minute. We've got lots to buy. Founded a mystical organization. That will always generate 1 notoriety. That's fine. It's going to generate some evidence, but we'll let that time out. Okay, see, this one that's coming up next, that's going to generate us a free contentment, so that's good. This is just going to be removing one of the dreads. We'll see in a few seconds. Now, this is the cult. Sorry, excuse me, I'm about to sneeze. No, I'm not. Okay. Okay, so choose founding principles. You drag in a law. It kind of does matter which one. I've played through a lot of them, and you don't have to do it now if you don't want to. If you want to wait for a specific law, you can. The last one I played through was Moth, because Moth lets you destroy evidence, and I was like, well, if I get a 10 Moth character, they'll smash the evidence, but no, they can still die, and I ended up losing all my disciples in Moth, trying to destroy evidence. So this time, I can't remember if I've played Lantern or not, but I quite like the Lantern ability. It's the ability to generate influence, which isn't useful at all now, but will be in the late game. So maybe we'll do Lantern. Let's leave it a little bit. I just want to show you what happens if you don't fill it in. You can literally leave it for hours before you need to interact with it, but we'll leave it a few loops. There's no hurry. We got another erudition, so then we're going to study these together. And this will study what I've learned. I could increase my reason. This will generate a reason in 1 minute. So now that we've got one more reason coming, we can add a little more effort at Glover and Glover and work towards the promotion. Moreland Shop, we got Kuna and Girth. That's a Greek translation. Wow. Let's explore with a health. Always be talking. Job. Mr. Alden, the supervisor of records, has called me into his office, so we got a promotion. In fact, yeah, it says a promotion there. So Mr. Alden is a big blocker in the mid-game. He's actually pretty easy to get around, but you don't want to get around him until you've got 3 passion. Sometimes he just retires randomly. I think the chance is pretty low. I've had it once in a lot of playthroughs. See now, we've got 60 seconds to get back to our job, so we got less time than we did before. Exploring complete strange streets by moonlight. This is really useful when you're trying to upgrade reason or passion. It's also potentially dangerous. It can generate fascination, which can kill you really quickly. Contentment, well, we'll see. We'll investigate it a bit and see what it throws our way. Okay, green one coming. This one's on a 30-second timer, and it should throw some contentment our way shortly. Investigation complete. Skill, scholarship, and reason. Now, if we get another erudition and drag it into study, it will say that we need 4 to complete, but you can't drag 4 in, so what you have to do is drag this in and add 4 in there. And once we've done 4, it'll go to 6. That's not the best way to upgrade reason. So we're just going to plop it up there and kind of ignore it for now. We've got an extra reason, which we can put in here. And we've got a glimmering that's going to expire in 90 seconds, so I'm going to throw a passion in here quickly to generate a second so we can get a sneaky upgrade for free, and then we'll start working our way through these books. Nothing to dream about still for the time being, so let's crack on. Adam, so you would say it's like a ripple effect in terms of what move you make and in return determines your outcome. Yeah, kind of. So when you put down cards, because of the timers, you kind of have to know what's coming, because it can suddenly throw everything out of whack, and it's just about being able to plan for lots of things simultaneously. This is actually, I'd forgotten this drops this, but this is a really powerful thing. It's an influence which you use for summoning, and it uses knock, which is primarily used in everything summoning that's good, at least. And it's a pretty easy, free way to generate one. and that's good for a bunch of reasons. I had genuinely forgotten that that was there. And it's level 6, which is pretty high. But again, we got nothing to summon with for the time being. Okay, see this? This has generated the contentment, which got sucked into here, so now that's been neutralized. That will neutralize that and disappear, so we can get rid of that. What is this one? This one's a passion, which is currently in use. It will get it in time though, because this is done in 30 seconds. What do we need here? Okay, so Mr. Alden wants us to work overtime. If we don't work overtime, he'll dock our pay. We have explored. See, this gives us contentment for free as well. So if we needed that, it's a nice way to force contentment into there as well. But it can go wrong. I'm going to keep investigating until it does. Winter's coming, that means nothing. And then after that, the hook, so we're going to get a despair. We've got our glimmering, so let's study 2 glimmerings. Get those going. That subtle fracture's about to go, that's not a problem. Got our coins. Straight back to work. And so the grind begins. Okay, so that's now blown out. Fleeting memory is awesome, but again, we can't use it yet. Exploring's done, we got a glimmering. Yeah, so Streets by Moonlight, so far it's been good to us. Okay, we've got a hanger on, that's good. That means now we can talk to Poppy. Well, no, it doesn't quite. So first of all, before we talk to Poppy, we need to found a cult. Let's finish off these books so that you can see some of the different options we have here to found as well. But that hanger-on is going to be useful. It's going to be a sacrifice, but we have to upgrade them first. In the meantime, always be talking. Mystique, I won't bring all the Mystique down here later, but for now it's just good to track it with the inspector. Okay, what's coming next? Fascination. Yeah, okay. So we've got another subtle fracture. If this generates fascination, fascination is bad. It's basically the opposite of despair. It will suck in 3 of these cards and then kill you, and you counter it with dread. The problem is fascination is really easy to generate, dread is not. So you want to avoid having fascination kind of at all costs at this stage. Okay, we combine passion and we got skill, a vivid imagination. This is much like skill scholarship, except you can work with it and it lets you paint. I'll show you that in a minute, and in fact maybe we'll try some painting, although it could work out. No, because then we'll lose our job, so let's not do that. If you lose your job, you just speak to the dude with passion and then you have to go through all the hoops again. It's kind of boring and annoying, but yeah, I'll show you what happens if we drag that in. Right then, study. Let's get some of these books done. There's a restlessness which will turn into despair. Nothing to explore right now. With fascination coming up, I do not want to be in the strange streets in moonlight. Got a little bit of money, not much. Don't forget to work overtime with reason. Oh, so the other thing, yeah, actually let's explore with health. I'll show you some of the other things that can pop up. And there's better ways of exploring once we found our cult. Skill of vivid imagination, you add either notoriety, mystique, or passion. And you paint about, well, anything. You can paint about people, you can paint about feelings, you can paint about lore. If you paint about lore, and you can paint about summons too. But if you paint about bad stuff, it will generate notoriety. Again, we don't want to do that at this stage, and if we paint anyway, we'll lose our job. So I'm just going to go straight back to work. And leave this up here for now. Painting late game is pretty powerful, but there's better ways to make money. Way better ways, working with Connie primarily. Right, hireling. So these guys you can hire, you can pay money to undertake tasks. This shifty woman is not very good, so we're going to ignore her. Well, no, do you know what, we'll pay a coin just to get her so I can show you what they do. Okay, what have we got? A locksmith's secret. That is some knock law, that's good. And we got an erudition. Sometimes books will give you extra stuff when you research them. Most of the time they won't. See, now we got some dread. And we got notoriety coming in. Okay, this might... Whew, this is going to be close. Oh, and a mystique just blew out. This is going to... Oh no, we're actually going to be fine. So this notoriety will blow out in 17 seconds. This has gone in 14, but the first thing it will do is spend like 10 seconds picking up the hunter. Alright, there's the shifty woman. Mr. Alden found nothing. Okay, so we got our money a little quicker that time. Always be talking. There's some mystique. We got Dr. Ibn al-Adim. Now, these are patrons. You can talk to them. Unlike Poppy, it's fine to talk to him. Fascination did nothing. That's good. Okay, see, we've got 8 seconds before this section finishes and the notoriety is going to be gone. So now we're safe. Good news. The shifty woman. He gives us a commission, and we can work on that later. But for now, I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to leave it here underneath him, so I know that it's his commission. That's taken one of the mystiques. That's fine. All it does is keep her around a bit longer. Study is done. What do we get? Scholar, Greek. Of course we did. That's going to come down here. These guys will want to come down in a bit. Sanskrit reader. Humans of a gentleman. Start. How much money we got? 13. We can buy some books. Alright, now we've got some lore. Actually, we can dream on passion. So normally you'll dream of the moonlit road. Depending on what lore you put in, it will give you different things to dream about. You'll notice that the Grail didn't change it, but Lantern and Knock too, but to different things. And it's just different ways into the Mansus. I think the other one you can put in at this stage is Winter. But you'll see what happens when we do that. Always be talking. There we go. What do we get? The 6 letters on necessity. Let's go to the auction house. Okay, we've got this. That's going to suck in this dread and be a problem. We'll see if we get some contentment to counteract it. The shifty woman's going to expire. She was a big old waste of money. But I'll see if I can get a chat in to show you what to do. We got another Watchman's Secret. Alright, now, it's quite interesting. You can study 2 of the same type of lore. Not necessarily the same 2. So each one can combine with one other to generate... see, study with a Forge lore of the same level to subvert it and get a Forge lore instead. So if I wanted to advance Forge instead of Lantern, I could put Forge in here, it would use the Lantern. But generally speaking, you don't want to do that. It sometimes generates... rites, which can be kind of useful, but for the time being we're not too fussed about it. I'm just going to study all the lore to see what we get. Work is done. Let's bring that back down there. Put that over there. That needs some reason. No, it doesn't. That needs some money. What are we bidding on here? Apollo and Marcius. Okay. That got us Weigh the Wood. So, unlocking the dream world is done by dreaming on Knock or Lantern, or as I mentioned, I think Winter. Weigh the Wood is something you can dream on. I don't think we've got any problems with that. Yeah, so let's dream on that. You can unlock the next level, which will be the White Door, with the next level of lore. For now, if we add passion, we'll go to the dream world and we'll start to generate some pretty weird stuff. Okay, the perils of renown. So our mystique is gone. She's going to spend a minute looking for new clues. If she doesn't find any, she'll give up. We forgot about the shifty woman. Oh well. But basically you drag her into talk and then give her things to do. But since we didn't have anything for her to do, there's nothing to worry about. This is done. Erudition, Barber's Warning. This is Mothlaw. Where it lets you destroy evidence if you found a cult with that. Well, you can do all of the things with all of the people. It's just kind of harder. But I said I was going to found a Lantern cult, right? So let's get on with that. I might have founded a lantern cult in my... oh my god, I forgot to... Did I miss a bid on the auction house? See, this is the danger of the auction house. I was distracted by something else. Oh well, that's that gone. As I said, you can get it back later. We've got another friend. Can't do much with them right now. We've got another Mystique. I'm not too fussed about that, except it will get dragged in there. Oh no, she's onto the evidence stage. It's fine. Okay, now that we've founded... Oh. Now that we've founded the cult, we need to give of ourselves. So we need to put some reason in. One in there. And then another one in there for the job. And then finally, we'll need to put a follower in. Weigh the wood, vitality. Did I forget to put some passion in there? That was very stupid. Weigh the wood. Let's drag a passion in. Did I get... Oh, it got sucked out into the adventure, didn't it? Yeah. There's work. Back to work. Okay, the cult's nearly done. Always be talking. Cult, so we're going to wait for the talk. We've got another book to study. Nothing bad came of the investigation. That's given us some contentment, that's good. And we've got an affliction coming, so we can prepare for that with some health, although it's going to come in a second. Okay, so this is the dream world. This is what happens when you dream of the wood here. You can see the other doors here. The white door is the next one, then it's the stag door, the spider door, and the peacock door. Finally, the tricuspid gate, although I haven't made it there yet. I think it ends the game, I'm not sure. The peculiar rumours are not actually very good. They let you meet people, but at the cost of notoriety. The well and the Temple of the Wheel can give pretty good stuff. I tend to use the well, but what you're after is a furtive truth, this thing here. I find more frequently it pops at the well, but that might have just been my experience in previous playthroughs. When you come back from there, the game unpauses, so you need to make sure to pause again really quickly. Also, when you hit collect all, it's kind of annoying. The thing that you got will appear on the board where it was in the dream world. See there, it won't appear here. So later on, when you're playing up here and you forget that, it throws all your cards out. It drives me insane. So always make sure you drag it out to somewhere. Okay, what do we got going? We've got Dahorus, some vitality, good. Where did that vitality come from? Oh well, I'm not going to complain. I must have got it for something. We got a little bit of money, so we can go back to the bookshop. Smith's Secrets. There we go, that is Forge. Okay, this, see, it's in Latin, so we can't immediately open it, so what we have to do is use first the Latin grammar. That's going to give us Scholar Latin down here. Funds, no. Reason. In here, sorry, the cult, we need to put a member in, so we may as well put Laidlaw in, doesn't really matter who. The Victory of Crowns. Back to work. Okay, so now our cult is founded. Reason is dimmed. We can put that back over there. And what we've got is temporary headquarters. These can't be upgraded, I believe, in the current game. And the Mirror of Glory, which is our cult. I must have founded that before because an achievement didn't pop up, so I must have done it in one of my first games. Not knowing what I was doing, just dragged it in blindly. But regardless, okay, so the Mirror of Glory is something you can talk to. And we've got Laidlaw, who is now a believer. The first thing we need to do, because we want to talk to Poppy, is, in fact, we can talk to Poppy now. Let's get that done. Give her consent. She wanted passion to accept, so let's put some passion in there. Our other passion is still cooling down, so that's fine. What are we doing? Everything full? Yeah, nothing to explore right now. There's our affliction. We can dream of that. Apologies if you can hear that truck. With vitality. If you didn't have vitality, remember you can study health or work on health to generate more. Scholar Latin. Alright, we're going to put that down with Scholar Greek. Now, to read a Latin book, you drag Scholar Latin into there, and then the book in, and that will translate it. And then you get an English book, and then you have to study that. It's kind of annoying, but that's the way it works. And we're going to bring these temporary headquarters over here too, because we'll be using them eventually. A position at Glover and Glover. There's our money. He didn't make us work overtime. We could start back there. Okay, now Poppy has given us our passion back. A silver spin trio, which is really awesome. And funds. She'll see me again for the season of Rags to make the introduction I promised. So she needs someone to do something, and she's going to take them away. If you don't have anyone to give her, she'll take you, and it's game over. So we're going to show you how to convert a cult member. We're going to use this guy first. And you put in, to recruit a cult member, you need a level of 2 in your chosen thing. So see, because we founded Lantern, we need 2 in Lantern. If I put the red secret in, which is Grail, it's not going to let me start because it's the wrong law. To upgrade them to the 2nd level of Disciple, you need to get your Lantern to 7. And you can do that by having greater law and bringing in trappings. I don't think we've got any trappings at the moment. Oh yeah, okay, we do. So I could drag that in, but that wouldn't actually add anything to Lantern, and if I used it, it would disappear and it would be a waste. It would really be a waste because it's very high value. But that's enough to bring this guy into our cult. So we're going to do that for now. Where's Poppy gone? Oh, Poppy's gone away. She, this timer here, is one you want to keep half an eye on. Yeah. Because when that runs out, Poppy's going to come back and want blood. Oh, the other thing we can do, you don't actually need this silver spin trio at the moment, so we can just send it to auction. Dream, we got our health back. Let's put it back in with the health. We got some passion back, so we can go back to dreaming. And the sound on the entrance to the dream world is really long, like the kind of annoys me. Okay, so there's our book translated. Now we study it. We've got here, that doesn't take too long, where we paused, and now the hanger-on's turned into a pawn. We're going to leave him down there because we're just going to drop him into there when it's time. So let's, Laidlaw I think is, so each of these guys have fixed stats. Rhaenyra is going to be Forge, she's got no stats yet, but the named guys always have predictable stats. Forge, I tend to put them up here, so like in alphabetical order, and then knock at the front. So like F for Forge is going to be somewhere around there, but we'll clean them up as we get more. Let's get Rhaenyra into the cult. Is it Rhaenyra? Rhaenyra. Okay, we got 8 funds for that. That's awesome. It can go up to 12. And that's going to be our primary source of income later, because doing these commissions generates those spin trias, and then you flog them at the auction house, and just you can stop working and knock the job out at Glover and Glover. We do need another reason though before we upgrade our job to the next tier. Work overtime at Mr. Alden's assistance. Very good. Okay, Rhaenyra is upgraded. Now we can go back to talking to people about law. We got lots of funds now, so I'm just going to keep emptying out Morelands in the background, just build up a huge amount of books. We've got an investigation ongoing, that's not a problem. Okay, and a cult scrap. These are good initially, get them until you've got 5 of them. Again, watch when I hit collect all. I don't want to do this. Instead, you drag it out to there and let it go. And then you can collect the other 2 and they'll go back to their original position. Occult scraps, we'll talk about those in a minute. When we can use them. Work is done. Barber's Warning, that's another moth, that's good. Victory of Crowns, start reading that. Everything good, everything good. Copaesthetic. Oh, we can go for a dream. Explore, Moreland Shop, Travelling at Night, Volume 2. Good. Okay, so now, do you remember how the law you could study? You could drag it in and 2 at a time to combine them, which we'll do in a minute. You can do that with secret histories as well, but you can also explore. secret histories. See, this is secret histories aspect. You can't really read this, can you? It's annoying the way it does that. There are places in the city where I can find extraordinary things, and if I can sift the clues out of history and rumor. This will unlock missions. We don't really need to worry about it too much now. Missions aren't going to be something we can attempt anytime soon. It's a lie. We can attempt them, they just won't go well. Because we need basically a full stable of followers. That's edge. This is the fighting law. So fighting is edge, making is forge, chaos and insanity is moth, knock is all about the doors, lantern is about the light, the sun in rags. Yeah. Knock is also the mother, I think. It all gets a bit weird. Did I forget to dream of passion? God damn it. Oh, it got sucked out by this. When you're looking for an acquaintance, it will take passion or reason, and I always miss that when it gets pulled out. Oh well. We'll get something a little bit random. Back to work. Okay, so this has given us Forgotten Mithraeum. This is an adventure that we can go on. You drag followers in, and you drag funds in. I'm not going to hit start because they'll just die and you can't get them back. And their stats down here. So we've got Forge, Grail, Forge and Grail. That's it. One from each, or two from each. They will come up against challenges which require 10 in a particular stat to beat hands down, and 5 to have a 70% chance of winning. And if you've got more than one, you've got a 30% chance of beating it, but you'll die if you don't make it. This one's actually not too bad. It's just a locked door. I've put a link in the description to a spreadsheet that I've kind of been working on through this, and I've gone through all of these, and I think this one's knock and lantern. So I need someone with knock or lantern to get through here. That's good because I've got a lantern cult, but there's going to be better ways to do that in the future. And actually for the first 5 missions, I think you can beat them all with lantern and edge, and there's one summon in particular that's just going to let you steamroll through a bunch of early game stuff as soon as we unlock our first rite. We should be studying. We're talking, nothing to explore right now, so let's go to the bookshop. See, for some reason it's unstack the funds. That got us a fascination. Hopefully fascination isn't coming up. No, we've got notoriety, another investigation. That will skip over because mystique is still being generated. We got a hanger on, so let's induct them into the cult. I want to be dreaming. That blew over. That's good. Alright, we should probably... Oh, okay, she was on evidence. That's fine. Alright, things are going pretty well so far. There haven't been too many panics. Always be talking. Into the dream world. It can be quite disconcerting when this happens. What did I say? The well or the Templar Wheel? The well. It doesn't matter. Vitality. Fine. Remember to pause when you come back from here. Study. What do we get? Sexton's Secret. That is winter. We should be studying that other book. Don't really need to study the Sanskrit reader yet. It annoys me the way you can't click anywhere on these to get rid of them. They kind of hang into the... There's a timer you can turn down, but I've got it at 8 seconds. That still seems too long somehow. But then not long enough when I need to read some detail. It's frustrating. What's going on here? Okay, Poppy is coming back. She needs a sacrifice. So we're going to put that pawn in. Did you hear that ticking sound? I can probably take it out. Yeah, that ticking sound means bad things are going to happen if you don't complete. So always kind of keep an eye out for that. And there was a red outline around this as well, which meant game over if it gets to the end. We can dream. Have we got any higher level? No, we need to combine some lore in a minute. So most of the books that you can read from the auction house and Moreland shop, I think, give low level lore. Scholar Sanskrit, Sanskrit, Scholar Sanskrit. It's like a tongue twister. What language is that in? Latin. See the L down there. That's how I knew. That's given us a restlessness. That's fine. That needs some reason. That's given us Poppy Clifton. Pope. I know it's Pope. I'm just being stupid. Poppy Clifton. Poppy. Come here, Poppy. Alright, chilly atmosphere, popular cells. So now Poppy's back, finally. We can talk to her to get a commission, although there's no real hurry. Because we can't do any commissions. We've picked up a fascination, that's bad. We need some dread, that's fine. This restlessness is going to convert into dread shortly, so that fascination is not a threat. There's Pope. Always be talking. I meant to talk to Poppy. Again, doesn't matter. Back to work. And off to dream. Temple of the Wheel. Furtive Truth. Bam. Okay, we can explore this much like we explored the occult scrap. This is going to give us a mission location, but this is a higher level. It's level 4 instead of level 2. See this one bar that's filled in on it here compared to the other ones which don't have the bar at all. So that's how you can quickly visually recognize. So it's going to give us a higher level mission, but it's not the end of the world because we don't have the tools to do missions yet. Anyway, dreaming. No, not reason. Passion. There are occasionally moments of downtime in the game like this where nothing much happens for a little bit. An acquaintance is going to take some passion. We don't have any passion, we'll have some intent. See, it's taken it from there. Did you see that fly over? So now I've got to drag it back in. We've got to put a reason in there and a passion in there. This is sneaky. Lockwood Fens. This is a different colour, higher level. Ignore it for now. That's going to give us another restlessness. Temptation is back. What do we got there? Oh, level 2 Grail. Level 4 Grail, I should say. The Cult Scrap. We'll take that. May as well explore it too. So yeah, this point in the game you kind of just settle into a rhythm of doing this until you've got all the lore from the bookshop and the auction house. What are we doing? Way to the Woods reason. I don't think it's passion, which is exhausted currently. We can, yeah, okay, so winter opens the white door, knock and lantern. The white door is a little better. It gives us higher level, amongst other things, secret histories, these things, which open up higher level missions. It also gives us better stuff to summon with, but we're not summoning yet, so there's no great hurry to open that right now. What we really need to do is work on getting 4 erudition to use scholarship, or finding a book, which is my preferred route. And look, we're making money hand over fist. I'm just going to keep spending my money at Morelands until we get the book I need to raise reason 1 point, so that we can finally get on with the next level of the job. Always be talking. St. Agnes's Hospital. We can blow that money out big time. And if any of this isn't making sense to you guys, let me know. Happy to kind of go into more detail and explain it. Investigation, fine. We've got a little Mystique, so she's going to hang around for a while. But that's not a threat. He's got one dread going, but maybe we'll get a contentment shortly. Well, that was nice. There's nothing to study right now. I didn't mean to do that. We want to explore it. But there's a book coming in like half a second. Collection of poetry. Okay, this one is passion. It's wrong. It's not the one we want. But see how if we wanted to increase passion with this, it would take 4 glimmering. With these books, it only takes 2. They only exist, and I think it only takes glimmerings. Yeah. They only exist for health, for reason and passion, not for health, which is kind of annoying, but also kind of makes sense. What did I just pick up? And where did it go? Okay. Let's go back to dreaming. Have we got nothing to study? No. So we're not going to worry about that one for the time being, mostly because we don't have the glimmering, but we need one of those for passion. Yeah, quick smart basically. What language is that in? Greek. I think on one is contained by silver will give us our first rite. Oh, free erudition. Should have leveraged that. Damn it. Got a contentment. Into the dream world we go. Okay, the hook's coming up next. That's not a problem. Nope, not reason. We need passion, which is currently exhausted. That's been sucked in by that. Alright, reason there. Okay, we've got a couple more acquaintances that we can bring into the cult. I can never remember what Leo is. Eldridge is Edge, because his name's a bit like Edge and it's fighty, and he looks a bit fighty. They also, all the cards animate if you watch them for long enough. Like the people will blink, these eyes will open and close, this one blinks and yeah, like that, and this one will open, the hearts will pump occasionally. It's really subtle, I like it. So if you notice stuff flickering, it's okay, you're not going mad. The Queens of the Rivers, Malden Shop. Okay, there's books to investigate finally. We still need to put some passion in there. Yeah, back to work. Was that another Watchman's? Yeah, I think it was. That's 3 we've got. Oh no, that's, of course it's not. It's the one we used to turn him into a believer. What's Leo? Heart. Alright, so what do we got going on here? Let's put him in there, him in there. We need some law. Thank you. Okay, Leo is, so what do we got? Laidlaw was 4, Dranira is Grail, that's G, F, G. Your Lantern, F, G, there's Heart, which, he was Heart, right? And then L for Lantern. Your Edge, probably, yeah. Not too fussed about you, buddy. We just put Victor in, he's going to be Edge. Collection of poetry. Bam! Oh no, that's... It's another passion. Stupid passion. Back to the dream world. Temple of the Wheel, subtle flaw, missed the furtive truth of the well. Yeah. Okay, she's eating the mystique. It's fine. Eldridge was edge, E before F. Collection of essays, that's the one we want. See, picture matches. Finally, thank you. We've got one erudition, but it's probably going to lose it. We're not going to have enough time to use that. So we'll have to study for 2, but that's okay. Rite over the Watchman's Sorrow. Like I said, I thought what contained by silver had a rite. So these rites, gee, let's take a second to talk about them. Oh, we got 30 seconds. We'll come back to it. Right, let's study our first reason. That's good. We've got a level 2 lantern. So, or a level 4, I should say. See on the top right, lantern is 4 there. And it's got one little bar filled in. Now, this is one of the things that we can use to open the next door in the dream world. Do you remember lantern, knock, and I think the other one was winter for this one. There we go, got another restlessness, that's back. Job is done. Oh, I was gonna show you the right. Let's put that there so I remember. We can explore that to get another level 2 mission. And a cult scrap. We want, that's good. Something else to explore. Alright, so, weigh the wood. Do you remember when we drag this in, it just doesn't change? If you drag this in, it changes but says not enough. We had one of those before, now we've got a higher level one. It'll say approaching the white door. And I think the other one that worked on the, it was winter. So if you get level 4 of either winter, knock, or lantern, you can open the next door. We're actually in no hurry to do that, but we may as well. It's just good to have it as an option. In a pinch, and very, very rarely, it can give you like the Monopoly equivalent of a get out of jail free card, but it's not good enough to rely on. Always be talking. I forgot to talk to Poppy again. It's okay this time. There's our first erudition. And there's our second. Connie Lee didn't find anything. Good, good, good. We need some reason in there. Exploration complete. Crocus Hill. We got an occult scrap. Okay, so this has given us our lore back, and also Way the White Door. So this is somewhere else we can go and explore in Dreamworld. This one, again, if you put lantern in, sorry, I'm lying, there's a different way to open this one. You ascend with health, and after the first ascent it'll give us a riddle that we need to solve. Reason erudition. Now we take our book, because it only requires 2 erudition, insight and understanding, and that's going to boost our reason another point. I forgot to work the overtime at Mr. Alden's, possibly because the reason got sucked into there. That's taken a dread straight away. Okay, so now we're going to get another dread in there immediately, and there's no contentment coming up. There is in fact a fascination, but that's okay. So we're going to have to just be a little bit wary of this. This could catch us out at very short notice. Oh, don't forget to work. Cater and Hero, this is the 3rd mission. There's 5, I think I mentioned there's 5. And once you get the 5th one, you can repeat the 5th one as much as you want. It has more steps than the previous ones and gives less rewards, but yeah. Okay, this I probably shouldn't have been dreaming, because I don't want restlessness, because that's going to decay into dread, which is bad considering we have despair on, but I think both of these can generate fascination. Let's pray it doesn't, I guess, otherwise we're in a world of pain. Oh, okay. Having said you can't rely on this, This is actually pretty good. Collect all of those. This favour from authority allows you once to get out of jail. You feed it to the investigator when they have damning evidence against you and are bringing a case. But it only lasts for, what, 300 seconds. So 5 minutes. And there's no way she's going to build a case like that now, so it'll be gone by the time I might ever need it. And again, it's pretty rare. I've only seen it drop maybe 7 or 8 times there. But it can be there. I don't know. It's something to know. It's not always that useful. We've got Count Jannings. So these guys also you can study with. And they are tutors who will teach you a language. We've already got Latin, and I think Dr. Ibn teaches you Aramaic. Okay, if we don't find a book, we'll get that off him. But it costs Spintria, which we don't have at the moment. But we can get some. Alright. There is our third reason. Hurrah. So now we can have a think about moving on past Mr. Alden. And here's the way we do that. I'm going to... you can study with the Count. You'll need to learn Latin. He'll need to pay in Spintriae, the Spintriae, the currency of the hidden world. Ethan Bergstrom, hello. Hello. So we can talk to him and get a commission. Let's talk to Poppy and get a commission. It only takes 10 seconds. We can dream on Way the White Door, if we want. What's coming next threat-wise? Fascination, that's right. Yeah, we don't want to be dreaming right now. Although if you dream of this, I think with... Where's the stag's riddle? Maybe it randomly comes out. I thought it popped out the first time you dreamt of it. Let's dream of this with nothing. We can't put that in, can we? And see what happens. Yeah. Oh, I meant to dream of contentment. Damn it. There's Poppy. She's given us commission for knock. Now these commissions you can work, but we don't have the required level of law to be able to commit to them yet. And also we'll lose our job if we do them because it takes too long. Okay, let's remember to do the right this time, maybe. We can study the Queen of Rivers. Go back to Morland's shop. Okay. That should be over there. See how it kind of annoys me the way it randomly puts stuff in your way. That's right, I was going to deal with Mr. Alden. What's this book? Collection of essays. Of course we get none for ages and then 2 at once. Alright, instead of exploring with health, you can explore with followers, and they don't expire when they explore. We were going to dream with nothing there. So here, this guy has found shifty woman, useless. Alright, so he's going to ignore her. Okay, let's have a look at rites quickly while I remember. This requires a sacrifice, which in this case it's asking for some law. That's not ideal. You do not want to be, this rite is not a good one. You don't really want to be sacrificing law, but let's pretend that we do. When you sacrifice, you need some knock, and then you need some of any other aspect. You can pick what you like and it'll start giving you some suggestions. If you had lantern, you might contact an incandescent power. Winter, you might contact something smoky. So then, that's not winter. We can put in some winter. No, we can't because we don't have an instrument. They're found adventuring in dungeons. We don't have any yet. That's another reason this is a rubbish rite. It loses law, which is good, and it requires an instrument. And the best rite for the mid, really all the way through the game, comes from Oriflamme's auction house. So for now we're just going to put that over here. But use rites for summoning and converting reason to passion and decrepitude back to health and winning the game and a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, we're not really at that stage yet. So what we're doing, we want to look for a follower with 5 edge for the time being. That's how we're going to get to the next stage in the game. Okay. I genuinely can't remember how to... Oh god, that's really bad. I've just been very silly. Okay, we've got a contentment coming here, thank goodness. But see how I've just generated this restlessness? That's going to turn into a dread, and I thought it was going to be the third dread there. And it's dreaming, which is really stupid because it might generate fascination, although we've got no fascination problems coming up. Okay, yeah, that's taken one of those. Good. Working. What else have we got going on? Talking. Let's talk to Count Jannings. Studying. We can start to combine a law. Now this, every 30 seconds, or every 60 seconds, will take either a reason or a glimmering or an erudition. We don't have any glimmering or erudition in play. It can pass even if it gets nothing, but most of the time it'll fail if you don't have at least one of those things. Yeah, bam, erudition. Maybe it'll want that. Always be talking. You're going to hear me say that a lot. I say it to myself when I'm playing. Send him straight back out. She should have maybe bought a book. But I kind of want the promotion to be able to maintain that. Now, see this strange Streets by Moonlight? If you're actually going on a big old lore upgrade session, and you've got a whole bunch of stuff to do, constantly exploring Strange Streets by Moonlight is quite powerful because it generates, as you saw, quite a lot of glimmering, contentment, erudition. It's a pretty reliable way to keep yourself topped up. But it can also generate fascination. However, it can do contentment. But right now, what we need to do is deal with Mr. Alden. And I've got more than enough money to be able to dream my way out of that final despair. I'm pretty comfortable with it, although I think it just picked up a second as that happened. There's another erudition. Excellent. So that might be helpful. Later, that did just pick up another dread, didn't it? Yeah, damn it. Alright, stream on funds. Exploring, we want to go straight back to exploring to look for high edge dude. God, Streets by Moonlight. Thanks for nothing, Eldritch. What's that going to take? Probably something from where I need it? No. There's some contentment. What's coming up next? Affliction. Okay, yeah, so see how this took, I think, a reason? So we're one reason down for the time being. It's dropped down to 2. Because it's out of play, a hireling. Who's this? Forge 5, Edge 3. That's not high enough. Alright, we're ignoring him. We really need Edge 5. Do I want to be dreaming? Kind of. I still can't remember where the stag riddle comes from. That's really going to bother me now. I genuinely thought it came the first time that you dreamed. Took another reason. Okay, that's fine. The only thing we're not really covered for is a glimmering. I'm just going to recruit Rose into the cult. Rose is Edge. She's a fighter because she has a thorn, I guess. This guy, a hulking fellow. We don't really want to generate the notoriety that'll happen if that goes wrong. So that's no good. He was just Edge 3. Alright, she is promoted. Rose. Edge. Okay, good. Dream World. Furtive Truth we will take. Oh, what did I do? See, it came here and it knocked this out of whack. What did I do? We're going to leave that there for the time being because we'll explore it shortly. We don't want to put any money in there. That's going to require some reason in a second. Always be talking. Oh, okay, let us off. All this stuff blowing out up here. There's our affliction. We don't have any vitality, but we're so good for money at the moment. I'm just going to be super greedy. Get on with it. How are we doing here? Oh, wow. That took an erudition. Nice. that's completed. We got pretty lucky there, if I'm honest. Eldridge straight back in. Notice the way these guys don't get fatigued when you send them out to explore. He's going to get Streets by Moonlight. Yeah. There we go. There's the working overtime. Wait, what are we dreaming on? Oh, the Affliction. This, I don't really understand what this is. Increasing my understanding of Lantern Lore. It lasts 1 second. It'll say, increasing my understanding of Moth Lore or something like that, and then it just disappears and decays into nothing. I've never ever found a use for it. I'm sure there is one. It's just going to be something secret. Maybe you need it for, I don't know, a different ending. But so far nothing. But you'll see now this is upgraded, and if we use it in combination with the one that we just got, it's going to upgrade to the next level. But now, for now, we need to focus on clearing this out. There we go. Health can go back there. Got some more money. We can go back to work. There are ways that you can prolong your job. What have we got to study? Nothing at the moment. Well, we could study. Do we really care about upgrading our Moth Lore at this point? Probably not. He met that Edge 3. Oh, that's a Moth 5. It's not too bad. An experienced swindler, but can't really do much with it right now. May as well be dreaming. I remember what you have to put in. That. Do you send it slow? Winds from nowhere to pluck at me. To the stag door. My skin is stained with light. The wood shivers with motion. Far below. No fascination in play. Dread still going. We've got another despair coming. That's okay. Got another hanger on. May as well induct them. I do kind of want to upgrade my double lantern lore. That's going to be, see, it's if it doesn't immediately go to a minute and get you to drag something in, it's almost always going to be Streets by Moonlight. Yeah. Let's try Rose. Maybe you're going to have more luck. Need to put some reason in there. Oh, there we go. Who's that? Fortune Teller, 5 Lantern. No good. Let's try and combine these two. I don't really hold out much hope of it working. Just because we don't have much to go in there. But we lucked out last time, so you never know. There's no harm in trying if you're not up to anything else. And always be talking. Sorry. What do we got? Riddle, the Stag Door's Riddle. Okay, so this is, what are the words that make sacrifice sweet? One of these laws, see how they've all got stuff on them. One of them at law level 6 will say the sweet thing about sacrifice is mother, or I don't know. So basically you dream with this riddle, and whatever the answer to the law is. I feel like the heart is all about sacrifice, or maybe the grail. The Great Mother remembers. Is it that one? Is that or heart? Anyway, we'll know it when we see it. What's going on here? That was just the lantern dude. May as well be dreaming. Actually, we probably still need to dream of the wood door a little bit to get some more occult scraps. Position it clever and clever. Of course it is. Sorry, brain fart. Rose, you did not do so well. I am disappointed. Come on, really? Same guy? Fine. Furtive Truth, may as well take it. Okay, that's good. That's given us a free contentment, which has finally knocked that away. We've got winter coming next. We want to dream on the wood door with passion because we still need some blues. You've got nothing going on there. Violet too, I think, is winter. We've got no lantern aspect because we are using it here to be combined. It's going to be locked up for some time. So in the meantime, we can speak on law with someone again. Let's try having Poppy. Pope, explore. Pope. It doesn't make any difference who you have explore. It's completely random. That hasn't given us an aspect. Peculiar rumour. Okay, so the peculiar rumour you can explore, and it will give you a follower or a patron, and also a notoriety, which it does exactly the same as law, but just takes half the time. It's messed up. I don't really get it. There's literally no reason to ever use it. It's just bad, which doesn't make any sense. I feel like it should be the other way around. Someone on Reddit said this, and I agree. It feels like a peculiar rumour, which are rare, should be a guaranteed way not to get notoriety, whereas just talking about law, it's pretty stupid and should give you notoriety. But for now, that's the way it is. Right, you're still locked up. We're trying to upgrade this. We could explore a Strange Streets by Moonlight, but we really need the edge hiling. Just put some reason in here and then pray that this doesn't need reason next time. Nope, she's getting Strange Streets by Moonlight. Do you see, I don't know if you noticed that, dread. If you click off the table, it doesn't shut down the pop down windows, and because I like to play on the bottom, it gets a bit annoying. You have to click on the table to close the pop downs. Restlessness, I don't think we've got dread coming, no, although we do have kind of a worrying amount of stuff going on. We've got spare passion, that's fine. Job's done. Job's done. What was that from? Warhammer or something? It was one of the peasants when they were working, wasn't it? I haven't thought about that in forever. Job's done. And if you clicked on the sheep, they exploded. Wow, that worked against all odds. So now we've got a higher level natural. Mercy said the Watchman is only found in shadow. So yeah, one of the clues to the stag riddle is Mercy has found where. So you drag the stag riddle in and then add in that and it solves it. I can't believe we've got level 6 already. Do we have any lantern followers? We do, right? Poppy. So actually, that's quite interesting. We can get a cheeky early boost on Lanterning. Did I actually even look to see what she got? Was it another? I bet I didn't. So I think that if we talk here with Poppy and put that in, yeah, see, that's above 7. But because he's got 2 lantern of his own, that's why it's above 7. But we can do a cheeky early promotion on him. Funds for the job start. What's going on there? Nothing. There's another. This is 2 dread. That's a bit of a concern. Nothing critical yet. Should be fine. For God's sake, Rhaenyra. I don't believe in you anymore. Leo, I believe in you. I should really be investigating books as well. passion get sucked out to somewhere else? Damn it. Bomb maker? No good. I mean, I may as well study this. Literally, there is nothing else to... Okay, she's going to eat this Mystique for a little bit, but that's fine. We can upgrade Violet. She's got less than 7, but that's okay. She's an acquaintance, so we're going to convert her to a believer. See, Poppy now is Pope. Sorry, is now a disciple, and his stats have gone up to 5. Sadly, we can't use him in the ceremony to promote other people, which is kind of annoying. But what are you going to do? The well? Nope. Right, where are we? That needs some reason. That was a useless hire. Come on, good one. Stupid hulking fellow, we may as well get him and give it a go. Because at this point we have 0 notoriety. So it should be okay. I would use one of these guys, but they can die if it fails, which is not such a great thing. Violet, I think, is winter. Yeah. Always be talking. And a cult scrap, finally. We can keep dreaming of the wood for the time being. Okay. Hulking fellow. When this talking has run out, we're going to get this hulking fellow to do some nefarious work. Which means, well, I kind of keep exploring for a level 5 because I'm pretty convinced this level 3 is going to fail. Oh, I forgot to put reason in there. Oh well. Nope. Good job, Rose. Just what I didn't want. That needs passion. This is going to be close. I'm going to go to normal for a second. Okay. Passion with 1.2 seconds to spare. I mean, it's another hulking fellow. We can just try. No harm, no foul. Still no passion. It's going to be another close call. Nothing to investigate there. Those I'm not too concerned about. That's done. We've got another follower. B. He's Forge, I think. Oh, and we had that one as well. I missed her. There's our affliction, so I'll have to dream about that. Passion's just been yanked out somewhere away to the wood. Oh no, we never put it in, did we? Sorry. Now we want to talk to... We want to wait for work to finish, first of all. Although what we can do is put him in here now. See how his counter's quite low. And by starting that, it stops him running out of juice, essentially. Right, we need to put some reason, not some collection of essays. We've got no reason. Amazing. because it's been sucked up by this lore upgrade. See, when you get into upgrading lore, you want to have a couple more reasons, so I really want to use another of these collections of essays before too long has gone by. Well, always the wrong one. What's that giving us? Restlessness. We've got despair coming next. That's not ideal. A hulking fellow. Thanks, Leo. Still no reason left. Alright, we'll take our one fund. Now, we want to drag this job into here. I want this annoyance gone, but this minion's approach is risky. This approach is risky. My minion's strength is limited. The annoyance might very easily survive in the attempt will draw attention. See, my edge is only 3 now. It's not the more edge you have, the better you do. There are stopping blocks, so 1, 5, and 10. If you have 4, it's exactly the same as having 1, which is a little annoying, but also makes it much easier to do. 1 is 30% chance, 5 is 70, and 10 is 100, mostly, except in some situations. This actually gives us an opening to do a commission on Lantern, which is quite nice, which I was not expecting, although we don't have the reason for it, which is kind of a problem. Although hopefully that comes back in 9 seconds. But that's going to give us a big injection of cash, you'll see, and that's going to be a primary way to make money later. And because of the timing with this, it should give us a little window. Come on, we need a high edge dude. Oh, I need to dream on that really quite badly. Nearly lost some health. Okay. There we go. Did that actually upgrade? Wow, I've been really lucky with those upgrades. See, and this, increase my understanding in Lore of Moth. It's going to be gone in a second. It doesn't have any attributes. Don't get it. What was I going to do? This. So you have to, it'll see, you have to have a matching lore fragment of at least level whatever. The very substantial ones require level 6. The low level ones require level, that also requires level 6. Okay, turns out it's a little bit random. I thought the low level ones were 2. Anyway, we have got a level 6 lore. Ugh, the reason's still dimmed. That's a pain. Alright, let's see how this plays out. Have we got anything we could be studying? Not really. We should probably... That's going to be another... That'll be a vitality, maybe? Streets by Strange Moonlight Rose. I await word. My minion has not returned. They must have failed. This may yet prove embarrassing. Yeah, see. So the position hasn't changed. The time is reset on it, though, so that's nice. This reason is still going, and we have another hulking fellow to give it another crack with. Generating 2 notoriety in about the same window of time is not the worst thing in the world to happen. And it also means this reason will be refreshed by the time it's done. Nothing really needs my attention at the moment. Yeah, Moth 3. What's that, a vitality? Fine. Six seconds. Alright, so finally, commission, Lantern, reason, start. That's going to take 60 seconds, but it's going to give us a silver Spintria. There's our health back, good. What's coming next? Winter, nothing, so we can have a little dream. We also need to explore those two, but I think we can move up to where the white door more or less full time now until we've solved the stag door riddle. Restlessness. Ugh. I await word. Oh, somewhere unusual. It's no good. Pause. Okay, what do we got? Position at Glover and Glover. My minions returned with a trophy. The annoyance has been extirpated. The man called Alden is gone. I may find matters easier when I return. The hulking fellows returned. We got another notoriety. That's not great, but these are on about the same-ish timer, about a minute and a half apart. We've got a corpse, which is bad. That's going to turn into notoriety. And the hulking fellow's back. Means we can stop exploring, which is nice. Although, is this going to be a level 5 edge? Ha! Yeah, finally. Oh well. Alright, off to the dream world. Lodge of the Sage Knight, subtle fracture. Fine. Stop hitting collect all from the dream world. Alright, this commission is now done. You'll see that we get this pops out as well. And this is the result of the commission. What you do is talk to the guy who gave it to you, and this is why I line them up with each other here so I can remember who's who. And then you put that in there and start it. And 10 seconds later, now we can start this job. 10 seconds later, you'll get your rewards. If you hit collect on the silver spintra, it'll put it back where the commission was. I think it converts it in the game logic or something. I don't really know. Yeah, we're going to auction that as soon as we get a chance, after we've upgraded these guys. Dreaming, always be dreaming. What have we got going on? Glimmering, Saliba Forge, I think. Yeah, Grail, sorry, same as Rhaenyra? Yeah. That corpse is about to turn into notoriety. Fine. We can talk to Isabet, who I think is either Moth or Winter. What do we got here? Rose. Pause. Everything's going off. Alright, let's get some more books to study. We've got a little bit behind on that. Our funds are going down pretty quickly, though. The office crackles with the news of Alden's unexpected absence. A scrawny, nervous fellow from the 4th floor has been appointed supervisor of records, temporary. Unlike Alden, he does not interfere with my work. Notice how the corpse decayed into notoriety. You can use corpses in summonings, but again, we don't have an instrument yet. There's not much we can do there. So we just get our money, and we get 90 seconds between things. So we can now start to squeeze in other jobs. So if I had level 6 heart, I don't have any heart currently, we can do that, or level 6 knock. Dr. Ibn al-Adim is on a cooldown. We won't be able to get another commission from him for another few seconds. And they give one of 2 different commissions each, as far as I remember. I think Ibn gives Lantern and Secret Histories, for example. Poppy gives Knock and Winter. Alright, Isabet, what were you? You were Moth, sure enough. You go there. Moth, Lantern. So when you got 2 of these guys each at level 5, missions become kind of a joke, but it's going to take us a little while to get there. Although actually, with the way Lantern's kind of screaming up at the moment, maybe we'll luck out. But we'll see what happens. I should have worked. I forgot. There's some fascination. So see, fascination. Ugh, I had a fascination timer up. Fascination occurs in the dream world. We're going to need some dread to counteract that. We've got 2 dread in play. And an affliction coming. Alright, first up, we need to dream of funds. We need to get rid of this. These 2 in play together is a problem, because dread counteracts this, but the dread is eaten by this. So we can't really afford to be dreaming any time in the near future. We're going to have a notoriety come up long before that, and we're going to have to dream to cure this affliction, which is going to further delay matters. We've got a bit of a... Oh, I forgot to put reason in, I think. Okay, what language is that? Latin? Latin. Always be exploring and talking. Now, see how this notoriety is about to blow out? Here's our affliction. That contentment should get eaten by that. Yep, that maybe will give us another contentment if we're lucky. Might give us a restlessness. We've got time to dream of 1 more contentment, and I'm kind of comfortable throwing money at this problem. just to get rid of that despair while the fascination and the affliction are in play. Skeleton songs we'll be studying shortly. Okay, give us an erudition. That contentment should sit there. Now that book's translated, we can investigate it. Diligence. So now if we add some reason up front, it's more likely to get us even more promotion, although we don't have enough reason to plop in there, so I'm going to have to study a reason and probably upgrade it with another book, because having 4 reason or so around here is not a bad thing. Alright, this affliction we're going to have to throw some funds at as well. This is chewing through our supplies. Let's get an occult scrap researched, because I want to get the other 2 of these ready now. There's another contentment, that's fine. What's coming up next? Another despair. Okay. We've got 2 glimmering. Do you know what? Since it's kind of given us a gift horse. Wait, have I got long enough? I don't have long enough. I'm going to have to study. There is no reason's about to come unlocked. How long left on glimmering? 173, 137. That's a better way to do it. Okay. There's Madame Bichet. She is the final patron, so we may as well see what she wants to give us. Madame Bichet, commission, forge, very substantial. Okay, let's bring all these down here, and we can talk to him as well for another commission. Can let that run a little bit while I'm tidying up here. Health goes back up here, vitality, that's good, work. I forgot to put reason in there. Oh well, this is why we're making another one. These might blow out by the time the next investigation comes around. I might luck out with them. That's interesting. Alright, we can't dream because of fascination. He's given us commission lantern, so we can get on with that at some point, although it's going to be pretty low level. Strathcoyne's residence goes in there. There'll be one more coming. Also, we can auction off this for another 8 funds or so. That's completed, so that's good news. Always be talking. Is there anyone who needs to give me a commission? There is not. Okay. Right, I need to be pretty hot on the timing here. So there's our erudition. We're going to use a book there and there. 77 seconds left on that one. And then always be talking. That got us 12 funds. Nice. So we're up to 29, pretty respectable amount. These commissions, for me are at least, end game or mid game onwards. Once you've got the lore to be able to guarantee them every time, it's the quickest way to progress. Money, because it gives you lots of other options. And this is why we want to be building up these funds to buy the books. Back to work, diligence, plop some reason in there, start, and then add some more reason in there. And then off to the dream world, furtive truth, good, yes. Yeah, we need some restlessness. Where's the hook? There's our fourth reason. The burning of the unburnt god, that is another rite. Maybe the same rite. But it's going to give us a rite. Cult scrap, let's explore. Get the fifth location. Little bit of downtime. A moment to breathe. Okay. The young Glover has taken me out for lunch at his club. I'm to do more of the things that I do more carefully, and in return he will give me a little more of the money I earn for his father. We've now got a senior position at Glover & Glover, and we're making 3 funds. Some money. This is basically the final position in the job, but we've got to be there every 60 seconds. The upside is it now only requires 1 devotion. But if you put a passion in, it will end the game. Because you just settle into like a comfortable job and retire. So don't do that. That would be bad. Just leave it alone. 1 reason is all it's going to take to maintain every 70 seconds for 3 gold. We're in good shape now. We can ride this out for some time to come. We still need a dread. That's going to be a problem. Red Secret, we got 3 of those now. Burning the Unburnt God. Forsaken Reach. So yeah, if we explore another occult scrap, it's just going to keep giving us Forsaken Reaches. Peculiar Rumour. Don't want to explore that. We want to explore. Let's go to the auction house and try and remember to keep feeding it with coins. And in the meantime, always be talking. That's blown out. That's good. We've got a moth coming. Maybe that's going to give us a despair or a restlessness. Remember to put funds in there. Oh, that's given us a restlessness. Good. Okay, here comes notoriety. I still can't believe we got away with blowing all those out. Yeah, there's another restlessness. Alright, they'll decay into dread and solve that fascination problem. So we can start dreaming again, because that'll be solved by the time we get back. That needs another funds. What are we even bidding on here? A passion book. Shouldn't be wasting money on that, really. We got work, back to work, put some reason into it, start. Yeah, Rite of the Crucible Soul, is that the same one that we just had? No, it's not. Okay, actually, Rite of the Crucible Soul is not a terrible rite. It's... we could have a look, actually, if I remember, when we go to put our job back next time. Going to explore one of these. Well, actually, I shouldn't have done. I should have got a backlog of books to explore. Yeah, that dread's been picked up there. Okay, investigation. We got 1 mystique. Forgotten Chronicle. Next level of quests. Hurrah! We'll explore those too. They basically, I forget the colour. Red? Orange? I don't know. We'll see. Blue? Blue, like a dark blue, I think. What's going on over here? Nothing to concern ourselves with. We were going to dream again. Hanger on, fine. Anyone to talk to about anything? No. Always be dreaming. May as well try and combine these two for want of something better to do while we build up a book backlog. Words. What do we got? Keglin Scratch. Alright, this rite. This requires a victim, which can be one of your followers, or a prisoner, which you can get later. It also requires an instrument, which we don't have any of yet, and an invocation, which is law here. So you can put in, I don't know, knock, and, well, we can't because we don't have an instrument, so there's no point in trying it out. It's very useful later, though, for using summons. You can make the victim the summon, and re-summon them sometimes. But we'll get into summoning. We should go back to work, really. What's that reason doing there? I was just thinking, didn't I get another reason at some point? On the white. Solomon Usher writes perhaps allegorically of winter, and its long, slow, doomed romance with the sun. The epigraph is sunset at noon. Restlessness, we don't exactly want. Favour from authority, sure, it's not going to hurt anyone. We can go back to dreaming. How are we looking? That doesn't want any passion. That's needing erudition, which we don't have any of, but it was kind of a long shot anyway. Collection of essays, so that's another passion, another reason, should we want it later. It's good just to have these in case, for whatever reason, some terrifying creature eats your reason. Let's try another auction. Yeah, see, that failed, but it gave us an erudition for the trouble. So you always get an erudition if your combining fails. But we've got a book to investigate now. It doesn't really stack these very well either when they return from being combined. That's going to be a hook. Fascination's finally dealt with. She's not causing any problems. Introduction to histories. Erudition. See the Orchards of Light. Had the Forgotten Chronicle that time. Collect all. Dorothy! Hi, Dorothy. Let's get you guys all set up, shall we? I can't remember what colour Dorothy is, what law she follows. Wait, did I win that book at the Adixus Club, or did we miss it? I've already forgotten. I think we won it. Yeah, it was Secret Histories, maybe. I always worry that I'll miss those. To winter. Oh, he's already a pawn. We've upgraded him. Okay. Did not realise. What are you then, Dorothy? Oh, did we... I thought I put Dorothy in. Silly me. Maybe I did and it just didn't work. This one is ready. No, it did. This is Secret Histories. It's going to give us one of these. You can tell the colour of the book is which law it's going to give you. So this is, well, that's Latin grammar. So we can actually auction that off later. It's probably not going to give us any money though. What are you, Dorothy? Your heart. E-F-G-H, heart, Leo. Alright, it's looking good. When we've got 2 of all of these, things become interesting. Moreland Shop, collection of poetry, great, not just what I wanted, although that probably means, since they're giving us a lot of those books in a row, it probably means we're about to run out of stuff at that shop. I'm not talking either, always be talking. Fascination. What do we got coming next? Nice day. Talking. Dreaming. Everything is queued up. And a cult scrap. Well, that was hardly worth it. Yeah, there we go. Closed. Something, something, deep mystery, something. These, every time you go back here, you'll get another one of these, or maybe every time you go back here when it's shut. But that is another forge. So we got 2 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What are we missing? Heart. Have we seriously got no heart? That must have been the one that I missed in the auction. How annoying. Actually, I could have sold. We're going to move that up here for now, because it's basically dealt with. And because I never use that, I'm going to put that up there as well. Alright, let's see what's left. We've got nothing to study. We could study these 2 forge, I guess. Collect all. That needs some funds. Should be working. That's fine. It's just got Connie Lee. That's given us a contentment. What's this? That's going to give us a vitality, maybe. Collection of poetry. Yeah, this is almost done too. Let's auction something, something, deep mystery, something. And off to the vault we go. Off to the dream world. Furtive truth. I think we need another one of those, right? One more can't hurt. Maybe we didn't. The occult scrap we're kind of done with. We can leave it around for now. Well, let's put it up there. Okay, that's done. Back to the white door. That's being auctioned. We've got some dread. Notoriety coming up, so we'll get another investigation. That's a vitality. Gave us 1 fund. Alright. Let's bid on that. Collect all, back to work. Put some reason in. Ooh, it's all go. These are coming up 2 in a row. Well, not 2 in a row, but 2 currently active. That's madness. I've literally never had that many before. Maybe they tweaked. There was an update I grabbed over the weekend. Maybe they tweaked the drop rate on that. Who knows? Got another hanger on. Fascination. Ugh. Collect all. We need another bid on there. What is this? Ugh, another book. Probably shouldn't bother. We got. Oh no, it's reason. We probably do want that. Talk to this guy and upgrade him. Honestly, these pawns you don't really need, if I'm honest. But winter next turn. Alright, nothing happening. That's good. Where's Connie Lee? She's investigating. We got a collection of essays. Yay. What is it this time? Another Greek grammar. We've already got Greek, so I'm just going to save the money and not bid on it. Collect all. We got a pawn. He's got 1 edge. We can upgrade these guys too when we get enough lantern. But currently we don't have enough lantern. What does that need? A glimmering, which we don't have. We upgraded Forge. Proper words must be employed when the change comes. So level 6, it's not that one either. We can try and combine these two. Still not bidding on that. Back to work. Although actually we're in a pretty good position with work. We could almost quit. Because we are, well, no, because we still don't have a single heart. And we're not going to be able to survive on Forge and Lanterning. We don't have the winter. Yeah. We're going to have to keep Clever and Clever for a little longer. Don't need any more Furtive Truths, I don't think. Don't really need a Subtle Fracture. I just did that, didn't I? Damn it. Stupid Mansus. What do we got this time? Oh, another book. Dreaming of the White Door. That hasn't picked up any dread, so that's good. What have we got coming next? Affliction. That vitality will be blown out by then, so we'll have to invest in another. Okay, finally a book. Sturm. This is it. This is our ticket into the next phase of the game, finally. And it's only taken us 2 hours to get there. We still got that Latin grammar to sell. Whatever else happens, we do not want to lose this bid. Forgotten Chronicle, awesome. Alright, we can stop dreaming for a little bit while we build up our lore. We can leave that open, or we can keep getting Forgotten Chronicles and combining them, but it's not much fun, honestly. We got Sturm. Sturm, a kind of nitrate film labelled Sturm, silent or perhaps mute. The director's name, Jönik Grosser, is shakily appended. And I think that that is pretty much that. I'm just going to sell this Latin grammar. But it's rare to get any cash from it. What do we get there? Peculiar Rumour. Not going to investigate that. Just going to go straight back to that. Although I can show you what happens with a Peculiar Rumour. We're fine for evidence right now. No one's impressed. My item sold, but for some so trifling as to not be worth recording. Alas. The other nice thing about not dreaming is just it doesn't constantly interrupt you with the of the Mansus. I think the sound is just way off on that. We don't have any vitality, but that's fine. We're super cash rich at the moment. See, we're actually making a constant and steady profit if we remember to actually start the job. Okay, yeah, that sold for nothing. I'm pretty sure it's just going to give us something. We don't even have to bid for it. Yeah. Oh, collection of essays left. May as well grab that. What does that want? Erudition, of which there is none. Wow. No, Sanskrit reader. Okay, we've already got Sanskrit. So we can skip that. Come on, investigation. Nearly be done. Health back. That failed to combine. What else came out of there? Oh, reason. I hate the way it just sometimes throws the reason back there for no reason. Alright, studying Sturm. This needs a projector. I was at first like, God, where are we going to do we find one of those on an adventure? And completely missed the fact that funds was going. It's literally just hire a projector. And the film rattles through the projector, glows silently on the wall. It's the story of a foolish student of forbidden sciences who recruits a dancer to entice the dead back into the world through a flaw in its skin. It's a fiction, but here on the title card is laid out the operation of the declining sun. Alright, let's get on with this. This will unlock a rite, arguably the best rite in the game. What's going on here? That is the Sanskrit reader that we don't want. Who did that get us? Another hanger on. Always be talking. Collect all. And some reason. A true and complete. Wow, there's a lot of. I always thought stun was the last thing it gave you. I guess not. That's okay, I don't mind that. So vitality, could have waited it out for the health probably. Needs more funds, huh? Sunset Rite, an operation of the declining sun and some dread. This Sunset Rite is where it's at. We can try and squeeze it in to in between. Well, we have to find a way to lock up the job for a little while is the problem, in order to get that right off. And without money to sustain us, it becomes a problem. 31 is not going to last very long, but that's okay. We can do well, actually there's not much we can do. Oh, there's books I should be studying too, right? What language is that one in? Latin. We may as well empty this place out. Something, deep mystery, something. Alright, yeah, this is now empty. You can kind of game this by bidding on something, deep mystery, something, and selling it back, and you generally make a little bit of a profit, but it can backfire. So we're just going to let that play out. I didn't mean to start that job without looking at the Sunset Rite and explaining why it's so completely awesome. Alright, let's explore a third of truth. We got Enid. Hello, Enid. What are you doing under there, sneaky erudition? There we go, another 60 seconds. May as well level up Enid. She's knock, which is good for summoning. Actually essential for summoning. No, you know what? I'm not going to do this. I'm going to talk about Sunset Rite. So, Sunset Rite uses an offering, which is one of these things which can disappear. It's a great way, for example, to be able to get rid of dread. You can also dream of dread with contentment. Do we have any contentment? No, but if you drag dread into dream, you can put contentment in there and it will destroy it. But restlessness, for example, is one of the most powerful because it's actually got 3 points in each of these. Which allows you to get some pretty wicked early summonings. But to get our first decent summoning, we're going to need a bunch of different stuff. We'll need some knock, which we don't currently have. Well, I guess we have there. We can actually try a little experiment. We could get some knock. The offering we could throw in, for want of something better, here. And then it'll tell us some other things that we can put in. A significant power of knock. We'll need 5. A great power of forge, that means 10, and some lantern, that means 2. So if we wanted to go all the way up with forge, we'd have to go that way, but that still only gets us to 9. As it is, actually, what we want to do to get the solid summon here is dream on the white door, and we're looking for a subtle fracture or an incandescence. I'll explain more when we get there. In the meantime, we'll do our job to make a little more money. No fascination on the table, good. Gladwin Lake. One more furtive truth to explore. Alright, Enid, that's good. That's actually perfect timing because she's going to be really helpful in our knock rites, in our summoning rites. We may as well bring this pawn up to speed as well. We don't have despair coming next, do we? No, double fascination. Chill Archer's Lesson. Chill Archer's Lesson. It's next level of knife law. What language was that in? Greek. Greek. Start. There we go. Erudition. See, it just starts to throw glimmerings, eruditions, all sorts of stuff at you. That should be over here somewhere. Is that level 6? Yeah. Edward Nigma, why am I subscribed to you? I don't know, Edward Nigma. Why have you ripped off the Riddler's name? That's another question for you. And the answer, of course, why you're subscribed to me is because my content is the best. It's not. It's okay. Okay. Possibly the Far Cry 4, most of my most popular videos, Assassin's Creed 3 combat stuff, and Far Cry 4 and 3 signature weapons. Could have been one of them. Dishonored. I don't know. Who knows? Furtive Truth. We don't actually want one of those. We want to go for the one-up Fascination. That's not ideal. See there. But we got a lot of dread in play. Should counteract it. Okay, 6.8 seconds. What were we hoping for? We were hoping for not that, right? We needed knock or and it's actually the Orchard of Light that I need to go to, I think, for it. If memory serves. Yeah, see, that's been neutralized pretty quickly. That's good. Kerisham. Kerisham's kind of a pain in the butt. But you can farm it a little bit. But we're going to get one notch up from here. Okay. Restlessness, no good. The Orchard of Lights, a Forgotten Chronicle. I'll take it. And then we want to go straight back in there. Fermier Abbey. So yeah, we kind of hit a bit of a lull here as well. Right at the map's edge, true and complete accounting of the Asclepian mysteries of the roots of the house. And there is our first heart lore, finally. Wow. At least it's level 4. Right at the map's edge is better later game. It requires an instrument to get involved, so there's not much we can do with it now, but otherwise it's quite similar to Sunset Rite in that it uses these, which is nice, or at least that. That's Lantern 2, that's no good to us. Words that walk. Okay. Nothing left to study, so we may as well try combining some laws again, because there's nothing better to do. For some reason a Passionate's got lost over there. Who knows why? Come on now. An icy atmosphere. That's winter. That's no good. I think Orchard of Lights. Yes, an intensity of radiance. Okay, this has got 6 lantern. This is our ticket into the mid game. It allows you to get moving with summons and map of the sunset rite, sorry, very, very quickly. So we're actually going to kick off. I may gain vitality. Oh, that's the affliction. All right. Clivet. Hello, Clivet. We're going to put you there, and we're going to talk to you about becoming a member of the cult. Right, we've got an affliction coming up. We need a vitality. That's okay. One of these is going to kick off a vitality. This is about to run out. Right. This should last long enough for this to play out. So we're going to lose our job. We'll get demoted. It'll hang around until we need it again. I was lucky. But we're going to start pushing in. We've got nearly 40 coins. We've got enough to really not worry too much. And hopefully the book rewards from the adventures will put us in good shape. Orthos Wood. Clivet, what are you? Your heart. K-E-F-G-H. Heart. It's going to knock both of those guys out. Oh well. Your heart, right? Yeah. There's 2 for some, like Forge has 2, Grail rather has 2, some have 3, I don't know why. Hello, person with an Arabic name that I can't pronounce in a Batman picture. Hi. Alright, say goodbye to your job, my friends. It was nice while it lasted. We'll put it here, I guess. We're not really going to use it much more. This is risky, 41 coins is fine. Alright, Sunset Rite. Let's talk about summoning. So first up, you need some knock. That's going to let you summon things. The reason the white door is really solid, you open it really early. If you go to the Orchards of Light in it, you can sometimes get this intensity of radiance, and that's Lantern 6. As it happened, we lucked out with Lantern 6 from here, from the lore, but you can't really ever guarantee that. So what we're going to do is put that in there. And then for the invocation, I need to add Edge to bring out something from behind mirrors, and Edge is green. Summon a sharp edged lantern thing. We don't have to put anything in Desire, that's for endgame. So a hint was once a living mortal, and then a dead one, now it's something else. Their summoning requires lantern, for the light which drew them to the mantis, and Edge for the striving they've endured in the mirrors. So let's start that. It's going to take 60 seconds, by which time we'll have lost this job. Such is life. We've got enough money to sit happy for a little while, and we've got nothing really desperately to spend it on. We do need to finish our collection of followers though, so I'm going to keep talking to people and generating little bits of mystique. This, I feel like, is not going to end well. You never know. Stranger things happen at sea. There's our health back. That's nice. Now the great thing about the map of the Sunset Rite and this early game, yeah, I didn't think that would go somehow, is that assuming it doesn't go horrifically wrong, which it might, the Vanderschaft collection. There we go. Okay, it worked. We have got all our people back. It destroyed the fleeting thing that was about to go anyway, that was only around for a minute, and we got a hint. Hints are pretty powerful. They've got 8 lantern and 8 edge. They're really useful for, well, most stuff. It's not 10, so it's not 100% guarantee, but the map of the Sunset Rite lets you do some really cheeky stuff. As long as these guys aren't unique, you can drop them back in here. Because they require Edge and Lantern to summon, and they provide it themselves, all you need to do is drop in some knock. All you need to do is... am I using the right map? Sorry, invocation, knock, yes. All you need to do is drop in some knock, and you'll summon another Sharp Edge Lantern thing. If you've got some Dread or anything that you want to get rid of, you can drop it into the offering, but because we've got knock, Edge, and Lantern, we can just make another one. And that's going to give us 16 in 2 stats. And 16 in 2 stats is going to let us smash through all these, because they all require either Edge or Lantern, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing. In the meantime, we want to be continuing dreaming for now, just to generate some more furtive truths that we can combine, because we're going to run out of stuff to do lore with. That's blown itself out. What do we got? Notoriety. Okay, so we're going to do an adventure as soon as we got this second hint. This doesn't end well again, no glimmerings there. What we can do, if I'm going to be spending a bit of time upgrading lore, is, as I mentioned before, we can send someone on an expedition to find streets at moonlight and just keep firing them off to make erudition glimmerings. But for now, okay, this is interesting. So summoning a rebellious spirit. If this was the first one, we'd be in trouble. I'd probably have to put passion in there to try and reassert control. But it doesn't always work. And if it gets free, it takes a health or a follower and doesn't always give it back. But as it is, because we're using the hint to summon itself, I can use reason to get rid of it, and I'll keep the original hint, and we can just use it to resummon indefinitely. So it's like a zero risk strategy to double your summons. Now the really high-end summons, you can't do that with, because they can't self-summon, but there are kind of ways to allow them to punch their timer up, at least, which is nice. Yeah, I knew that wasn't going to work. Sex and Secret. Yeah, see, that time it stacked properly. It makes no sense to me why sometimes this stuff works and sometimes it doesn't. Got nothing to be exploring. I mean, may as well explore then if there's nothing else to explore. Martin Lumens, guess who's back? Hey dude, how's it going? Fascination, that ain't ideal. Although, pause, what's happened here? Fascination, never hit collect all on the dream screen. Start that, put another health in. Okay, so you see our reason, it's gone, we're safe. But what we can do is just do it again. Now you'll notice this difficulty at work demotion. This has lost its timer now. My absence from the office has been noted. I've been demoted and I'll need to argue persuasively to keep my job. If we do want to take that back, you need to put some passion in, but it should be fine. Fine, Valsiane, you're forge, same as Laidlaw. Are you? Or are you the same as Eldridge? Yeah, you're the same as Laidlaw. Always be talking. That could be doing worse. Why is the passion over there again? Oh well. We don't have... Okay, notoriety, that's fine. Good job, Rose, thanks for nothing. Furtive Truth we don't need. Ugh, Forgotten Chronicle I wanted. To put the erudition there. There we go, 2 hints, bam, done. Okay, so now these guys are on a timer. Because I chucked him back into Sunset Right pretty quickly, his timer hasn't gone down too much. As soon as this timer's out, we are going to, in the meantime, we're going to do this. Study for reason. Do a commission. We can do this commission, we can do this commission now, thankfully. Can't do that one yet because we don't have knock high enough, it needs to be level 6. Actually, can we do that one? No, it needs to be level 6 heart. Yeah, well, you'll see as soon as this timer's out. Don't forget to dream. Martin, it's been a while since your last stream. Believe it was Fallout. Yeah, I think it probably was. I did a little bit of Prey, maybe? Maybe. Maybe not. You got to pray. Right, the adventure. The adventure. Let us adventure. We're going to the Forgotten Mithraeum. So 2 hints will take out every single one of these first 5 missions. Doesn't matter what order you do them in, they'll just smash them. And I'll show you how you can understand that. There's also, I've linked in the description, a cheat sheet, which is my Google Doc that contains everything I've discovered about the game so far, and I'm keeping it updated. But let's send these guys in. We actually only need 1 fund at this stage because each of these first 4 missions only have 1 objective. In 30 seconds we'll get a chance to see what's going on, and I'll try and explain some of the stuff that's going on underneath as well. That investigation's fine. We've got winter coming next. We don't have the solution to the stag door riddle yet, which is one of the words that makes sacrifice sweet. I'm pretty sure it's heart. Okay, so here, the expedition continues. You can see what we've put in. This is the challenge that we're going on. These are the people that we've got in there. These are the funds, and these are the challenges. Each challenge needs 1 fund, and the challenges here, hidden doors can be found with lantern or knock. Guess what? We've got 16 lantern. That's more than 10, so we've got a 100% chance of success in this mission. And there is our very substantial investigation into Forge. So Madame Bachet, we're going to be able to drop that off in a second. We can also do this commission into Lantern. And because it's a lower level commission, it takes less reason. Locks up less reason for the same amount of time. We want to go Orchard of Lights, Contentment, fine. What do we got here? White Ceremony, it upgraded, yay. What was that, level 6? No, that's not it. Alright. Is there anything else that we need to investigate right now? No, we should be dreaming. Health. Nothing to study, nothing to combine. Literally nothing to combine. I guess we can try this. Now the only problem with all this exploring is it locks up the auction house, which is how we're going to be making money, because we're going to be selling the spintras that we get as a reward for doing these. And also every expedition adds a notoriety, guaranteed. Now to add assistance, you can either drag a follower in or a summon, if you have one, because you can have a look at these challenges and see what they are. They'll be lined up along here, so you know what order they're going to come in. Well, you don't actually, but once you've played through them once you do, and there's a method that I'll explain that lets you know what order they're coming in if there's multiple. But you can see this is Knock or Lantern, so if I'd sent in like just one of my followers, ideally if you don't know what's coming, hire a hireling here. That's, no, not there. Hire a hireling by dragging them in there and just send them in on their own for the first stage, and then you'll see what the challenge is, and then you can drag in appropriate summons. So this will add, she'll add 2, whatever that is. Heart. There, sorry, 2 heart there. What is that? Oh, 2 devourers. Okay, yeah, the summons. She'll add 2 heart. So right now that's not great. Like 2 heart is never going to be that useful. Notice how the edges have 8 points. You could technically have 1 edge and then 1 of these guys with 2 health. Where are my lantern guys? These ones, right? No. This guy, except he's a disciple, he's got lantern 5. So at some point you can send 2 of those in too, because that will always make 10. But yeah, that's the way. Or if you need funds, because they need 1 fund per obstacle, you can send those in too. I don't want to send 35 funds in, that's ridiculous. But yeah, so let it tick over. It doesn't need any attention right now. Porter, where's the lantern? Oh, we're using it to study. Okay. So let's talk about the Grail while we're waiting. We'll almost certainly find this hidden door. Faint lines in stone, a surface that yields to pressure. We found it! The hidden door moves with a grating shudder and a shower of dust. And you can scroll back and see the previous messages whenever you want. Stuff going on in the background. I don't think it's anything too much to concern ourselves with. So there's Lantern, a brief discussion. We can't do Knock, that requires 6. We can't do Heart, for some reason that requires 6. We've done these other 2, so we're going to wait till we can talk again. Lodge of the Sage Knight, Forgotten Chronicle. Bam! That's fine, that's fine. We don't have any notoriety yet. Gave us a restlessness in a second and a half. Well, not a second and a half. We're going to be able to talk. I shouldn't have sent them immediately back out. We need to close these off. Okay, this is still running over. Now, when it gets to the end, like this, a lonely space, musty with a memory of blood, we found the hidden door that the highest grades of initiate used. You can see here what treasures you're about to get. Archaeologist gleamings and lesser relics, common treasures. So this is the lowest tier of rewards you can get. And the number of cards doesn't always reflect the number of treasures you've got. I think, but I can't be sure, that it's between 1 and 2, but that being said, I always seem to get the same number of treasures each time, and I can check on my spreadsheet very quickly. Sorry, I don't know what's going to happen to this in the background while I pull up this other screen. Missions. Forgotten Mithraeum, 2 common, 3 rewards I got the last couple of times. So let's see what happens. And also, sorry, let me bring my YouTube window back up so I can see what you guys are saying. Cultist Simulator, there we go. Erudition, Red Secret, yeah, that combination didn't work. And we're about to get rewards from here, so I don't want to lock up study for the time being. We've got a Vitality, that's good. What's coming next? The Hook. Fine. There's nothing to work on right now. Should probably be Dreaming. Okay, so this is our mission over. We got the hints back. I like to keep these guys down here. We got a notoriety. That's going to be a problem. And we got C3 rewards from 2 cards. Doesn't make any sense to me. Still, a Noonstone. That's our very first instrument. It's got 4 lantern, so we can use it in some of these rites. But honestly, why would you want to? We got a book that is written in Latin. And we got another book that is written in Aramaic. Alright, so that's actually quite a nice position to be in, because what we can do first of all is, for example, we could have this hint, try and kill Connie Lee, but she is immune to usually survive attacks from creatures of the Mansus, so we're going to be stuck with her for a little while. But if you need to stall these guys for any reason, you can have them, for example, explore. That'll stop their timer going down for as long as it takes them to do their thing. If they find a thingy at moonlight, it'll be a few seconds. If they recruit someone, it'll be like 1 minute and 10 seconds. The other way you can do is talk to them and have them talk to each other. And remember, because we can resummon them using this, you really only need to focus on one if you don't just leap straight into the next mission. But I'm going to tie one up for now, exploring. We've still got nothing to work on for the time being. We do have some stuff to investigate, and that needed, first of all, Latin. I'm hoping this, I think it could be Grail, but I'm kind of hoping it's Heart. Let's see how long this guy's occupied for. He's going to be a minute not hiring that shifty woman. Okay, we've got a Peculiar Rumour, which I meant to explore at one point to show to you what was going on, but we've got Pope and Acquaintance. We can talk to the hint. That will lock them up, but for the time being, we want to talk to Dr. Ibn al-Adim. 10 seconds. Get an Iron Spintra. I'm going to put the hints up there. He's on a 120 second cooldown now, but we can talk to Madame Boucher. Mademoiselle Boucher, I should say. What's that? Erudition. She's given us a Silver Spintria. We also need to study Sanskrit to translate that at some point. And we're going to do that by dragging him to the study verb. But for the time being, we're going to, in a second, auction this and keep the Iron Spintria. We really need higher level. Maybe I misjudged how frequently it gives you these. But I don't recall ever getting them that frequently in the past. Okay, that's translated. Alright, Dr. Ibn. Oh, because he's still on cooldown, we can't study. So we may as well translate this. Read those indignities perpetrated by the deceitful fraternity of obliviots. I feel like this might give us a right too. I'm not sure why I think that. There is our hint. Now, see how these guys are on a little bit of a cooldown here. Normally I would lock them up in talk. Yeah, in fact I'll show you that. If you talk to one, for example, you can drag Connie Lee in and she'll try and kill him. The hunter's unlikely to survive, but the attempt will draw attention, but actually she'll resist and probably things will go wrong. Or you can just talk to the hint. and that's going to lock them both up for 1 minute and stop their timers going down. It's kind of a waste of the talk verb, if I'm honest, but we're committed now, so we'll get on with it. And I don't really want to kill her for fear of things going very, very wrong. Well, we've been really lucky, no evidence so far. The auction house is open, so we can auction this silver Spintria. What do we got coming next? Happy times. Subtle fracture. See, this is another really good collect all. This is another really good thing from the white door. Surprisingly good. It's a level 6 knock, which lets you summon all sorts of crazy stuff. But it also just replaces a knock. So if you need to get knock in, you can just put that in as an offering. Let's say we wanted to try. I can't even remember what summons what. If you click on these things, it tells you what they summon. Use this right with a heart influence and Byzantine Tink to summon the voiceless dead. We don't want to summon the voiceless dead. But yeah, if we put moth in, it will tell us about Grail. I might contact something shapeless. So if we put a Grail assistant in, but we're not going to have the necessary stats. Yeah, significant intensity of Grail, so we'll need more than 2. I think significant intensity means 5 or 6. Regardless, you get the idea about summoning. This is a good one. It's also something that comes from exploring Glimmering Moonlight. Mr. Zombie Fatty, hi Sporks. Hi, how are you? I might disappear. What's the time? 1:40. I might disappear and make a coffee. This one that I made earlier, thinking, oh, I'll drink coffee while I do this, has gone very cold, and it's not very nice. But let's study Aramaic first, and we'll leave it at there. But this is a pretty good place for us to be. That sold nicely. That's 8 funds. That's the equivalent of 3 minutes working here for 1 investigation. Right of the Watchman's Sorrow. See, I knew it gave a right. Now these are unique. You can tell because it says unique. So when I grab this, this will disappear, and it'll go up there, and I'll have to drag it back. Did we talk about right of the map's edge? Yeah, the offering was you can put this in, but it needs an instrument here. So that's our first instrument, and then an invocation. There we go. And you see how it said you can add something from behind mirrors, but I need some edge. But this is another one that you can use to, if you have an instrument rather than an invocation, you can use it to resummon right to the map's edge. But honestly, you're probably going to have better lore than instruments 90% of the time. You don't really start getting decent instruments till here, or possibly the next tier of missions. I can't quite remember. Anyway, summoning is done. We've got 19 seconds to wait for Dr. Ibn al-Adim to chill. So 11 seconds left on the talk. We've got some notoriety in the bank. We may as well just go because we don't have much else to do at this point. We can just go on this next expedition. And again, all these 5, just 2 hints will get them all the way through. This one I think has a curse in it. That's the only thing, and I think Lantern blows the curse away. But we will find out. Right, what are we doing? There we are, Dr. Ibn al-Adim. He wants to teach me Aramaic. You'll need to pay in Spintri, the currency of the Forbidden World. Fortunately, we can pay with an iron Spintria, sorry. There we go. And they're the lowest. They're not the lowest. Yeah, they are the lowest value ones. So that was a good one to have for him. Madame Bachet is back. We can talk to her about a commission. And hopefully it'll be a nice one. Alright, so the challenge here, I think it's a dry soul curse. We need heart or lantern to suppress this curse. Thankfully the edges, the hints, edge, lantern, so problem solved. We're just going to let that play out. Commission forged substantial. That is a thing that we can do. So let us get it done. Just the one reason. See, this one substantial only needs level 4, so I don't really understand why some of them need at low level 6. I mean, we might try putting it in. It might be a typo. You never know. Or it might just be a random requirement. Hurrah! We got some dread. Always be talking. Always be talking. Mr. Zombie Fatty, I'm doing real good, thanks. Your stream seems to be locked at 360p, and it makes me sad. Oh. Okay, viewers, maybe it's a little orange thing. Okay, viewers may be experiencing minor issues. Well, that's sad. Well, why don't I take like a 5-minute break, make a coffee, and have a look in to see if I can't sort that out. Maybe my upload speed is flipping out and I just need to reboot my router. Let's roll up to... But yeah, that is sad. I'm recording this at the same time. So if the quality turns out to be really bad because it didn't stream properly, I'll just upload the live stream. Or upload the recording. But we'll see what happens. Let me just wrap this up. There is Scholar Aramaic. God, that probably means you guys can't read any of this, which is going to have been a big old problem. Sorry about that. But let's plop Scholar Aramaic in there. Translate that text. And these guys he teaches Aramaic. She doesn't teach anything because she's a horrible bitch. Excuse my French. He teaches Latin. She teaches Greek. So if you for some reason haven't found the books, you can use them to learn your languages, the first basic ones. Alright, investigation started. This is going to be messy. We have... Okay, so this is an interesting way to see how this plays out. We have some mystique, and we have a notoriety. When this timer runs out here, this 2.1, it's going to take one of these four at random. If it takes a mystique, it'll keep going until it hits a notoriety. If it takes a notoriety, it'll stop and then convert that to evidence. However, there are 3 mystiques and a short timer on the notoriety. We might get very lucky here. Let's see how it plays out. Porter, your moth. You can go up there, buddy. Okay, that is done. Dr. Ibn, we can have a little chat with you. Secret histories, bam, that's an easy one to do. And we can talk to offload this. Bronze Spindria. Now at a push you can sell these bronze ones for cash, but you probably want to keep them. They're pretty useful towards the later game. You can also use them to learn languages, but a bronze is kind of a high price for that. Yeah. Madame Bechet's on cooldown. We're doing his thing. What does this need? That's all done. Alpar was stronger here than here, so let's have a little read of this adventure. Only echoes walk the hospital halls now, but malice lingers in the air. We must search meticulously, room by room. I have given my agents the opportunity to serve. Let us hope it ends well for all. Our expedition plans for the next challenge will consume funds. The Colonel is a fierce hour, but a power which knows light, and he has survived worse. His power will protect us. Our power is stronger than the power that was here. The curse won't touch us. And that's pretty much about to play out. See, okay, this one is going to give us, I'm not sure if you saw that in time, 3 cards. And I think for some reason it gives 4, maybe 3 treasures. But last one 2 and 3, this one 3 and possibly 3. We'll see what happens. Hi, Spire. So is it locked for anyone else at 360? Or is it just Mr. Zombie Fatty? Because it could be my end. Probably is my end. Contentment. Hurrah. Alright, we've got our commission. Let's give it away now. And this is done. 3 treasures. And a notoriety. Hurrah. I actually haven't noticed what this has picked up. That was such bad timing, because now it's definitely going to get a notoriety. But at least we'll see what evidence looks like. So what do we got? We've got the Icon of St. Agnes. This is another instrument. This is a knock instrument. That's actually quite useful. We've got a knock book. It's quite useful too. And we've got an ingredient, which can also be used for painting. See, it's an ingredient here, so we can put it in one of the rites, but also a pigment, so we can use it in painting. So you probably want to hang on to that for the time being. And we've got our hints back. One's got still quite a long timer. The other one we've kind of ignored a little bit. He's not doing so well. But that's not the end of the world. we can... What can we do? Actually, do you know what? We could pause here. Let's just see how... is there anything to explore? We can explore a Forgotten Chronicle, I guess. I should always be dreaming as well. Oh, the Stag's Riddle. I didn't want to actually do that. Damn it! Because I don't have the answer. But you see, if you put any of these in, it'll go, this is not the answer. This is not the answer. This is not the answer. So I'm just going to leave that. Really, we got 2 level 6 on winter. Wow, we can skip ahead quite far there. Another silver spintria, wherever it's gone. There. That's good. We can auction that for funds. Our funds are fine. 35. There. So our cash is actually alright at the moment. And we've got a delightful sacrament. That's a level 6 grail. What is that? Is that to the pleasant... These are the words that make sacrifice sweet. Wow, did not expect that. But do you remember the stag door riddle? What are the words that make sacrifice sweet? This is the answer. A desirable answer. Here are those words. So now we're going to open the stag door, which is great. That's perfect timing, because that's going to have these and the next level up. But here comes the evidence. Oh no. Always be talking. I should have actually demonstrated. Oh, it's not too late actually. We can lock this notoriety up so that it doesn't get picked up. Here's a really nice way to do that. Now that we've got well, actually it's interesting you can't, because what it's going to do is continue to generate mystique. But let me show you. If you for some reason have terrifying amounts of evidence, you can use it to lock up notoriety for some period of time. Here's how you do it. You notoriety or add a mystique here. Actually this might work in our favour, because now we've got rid of all the mystiques off the board. We'll see. And then you pick a subject that you want to paint about. If you just use passion to paint, you can only use restlessness. If you use a vivid imagination or above, you can paint about anything. But painting about stuff like this or lore is going to generate more notoriety, so you actually it becomes multiplier. So I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to paint Rose, something to remember them by perhaps. See, so now this timer here, it's going to be close. It's going to be really close. I could spend money on better paints, or perhaps I could find more exotic pigments. So you can pull in pigments like this. If they match the lore that you're working at, so in this case where she's edge, it will actually make the painting better. If they don't, it's pretty much a waste. You're better off just putting funds in. Yeah, this is going to have another minute timer, so we haven't really avoided the problem. Chateau Raveline? What language is this? Greek. This hint's about to die. It's fine, we can let him go. Spy, hello 360p, same for me. Alright, we're going to wrap up as soon as we finish this painting and I've talked about this evidence. And then I will restart after I've investigated. Yeah, see, this sucked the notoriety out. So it didn't really save the problem because I mistimed it. But you can keep pushing it in, but the problem is, you see, it generates more mystique than you put in. So actually all it does is keep the dude around for longer, the investigator around for longer. It gives us some contentment, it gives us our subject back, even more mystique, and some funds, because we sold the painting, and thankfully no additional notoriety. But if you keep painting like that, you've got evidence, the evidence wants to time out. That's one way to manage it. Okay. I'm going to save and exit here. I'm going to stop the stream. I'm going to look into why the upload speed is kind of rubbish, and we'll take it from there. But I'll see you guys in about 15 minutes, hopefully. Where is OBS? Anyway, yes, see you in a few minutes. Lots of love. Bye.